The world is changed. I feel it in the water. I feel it in the earth. I smell it in the air. Much that once was is lost, for none now live who remember it.
Every fall the war begins, 4 teams, no love, just wins. From Philly Bulls to Dallas Stars, the passion runs deep and leaves its scars. New York pride in that Meadowland blue, DC dreams trying to break through. Rivalries on, but the fire stays fresh. Blood, sweat, tis the MFC East Clash. It's the MFC East Clash. Every yard fall like somebody got hurt. Trash talk loud, predictions bold, but no team falls. When the season unfolds, Eagles fly, Giants grind, Cowboys shine. Commanders fine, every fan base ready to feast. It's war every year in the MSC East. Coaches change, but the hate remain. December games in icy rain, from Dak to Hurst to Sack is birth. The headlines write themselves by the first. You think you're safe, not in the zone. Your record don't matter, this is homegrown. They circle these games from summer to snow. It's bragging rights and the show is soul. It's the NFC East Clash, legends made. Broken dreams and glory paid. 4th and inches, red zone heat. Miracles made on too many beats. Philly's mean, New York tough. Dallas loud, DC rough. No love, lost can of triumph. Just pride and peace. Welcome back to the MSC East. Thanksgiving lights, Monday night hype. A fan base ready to fight all night. They don't shake hands, they draw the line. This ain't just football, federal time. MSC East Clash, no easy road. Every rivalry about to explode. Years of grudges, decades deep. Even the off-season can't make them sleep. It's forever fire in the NFC East.
Everything is elevated. The energy, the speed, the intensity. Today, we must all match that intensity.
Baby doll, I said it felt whatever word you want to use, baby doll, whatever fucking word you want to use. Golly, it felt different. Everything was, oh yeah, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be different. It's the same old shit. I'm not even overreacting. I'm not, because I've watched that same damn shit for over a damn decade. Break down the game, Pizzle. Break it down. What happened? The same shit that's been happening. My worst nightmare happened today, baby doll. My worst fucking nightmare. My worst nightmare. I watched the Giants offense once again shit the bed, where the offensive line can't do shit. Of course, Andrew Thomas is hurt. How the fuck are you hurt week 1? But he's hurt. He's not even out there. Offensive line shit. Quarterback can't do anything. Running for his life. We can't move the chains. Can't run the ball. Oh, wait. Look. Look at Indianapolis. Did you see what happened in Indy? Yeah. Daniel Jones kicked the fucking Dolphins' ass. Put up over 30 points. God.
Oh, wow. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. What is going on here? Why don't I see me?
Yeah, I think you got to change your view. You got a view of what you were doing out the other night. I noticed that too. So it's just me. This is my show. Like, so yeah, Brian figures out how Zoom works. We'll get back to these messages. Brother. You got to do one of those Folgers commercials, you know, those Randy Travis ones and stuff. But no, here we are, man. Week 2. But man, you know, I think I give him credit because it takes a special ability to be able to rant and not trip over your words and for it to come out. And And I mean, yeah, there's frustration there, and I think he laid a lot of facts out. I feel his pain in certain areas. I mean, that's how I feel sometimes with the Cowboys and their defensive tackles and not being able to stop the run and not being able to run. But there's a little glimmer of hope, at least with week one. A really top competition. So if you're not all the way there, you're like, okay, well, maybe it was because of the level of competition. But I mean, I can totally understand his frustration. There you go, you got it.
Yeah, well, what I do was I like doing the whatever it's called, where like when the person is talking, they are blowing up. Yeah, but I forget to change it back. Good evening, everybody. Shout out. Phil, we're already on to week 2. Week 1, as frustrating as it was for us and for our guest tonight, Pizzle, who I reached out yesterday. Shout out to him. I said, listen, it is Giants week. You're welcome. You're always welcome if you want to come on. And he said, absolutely. So, like when he does come on, thank him, and we do appreciate it. But listen, man, as we turn the page, prime time, we have some news. I'm hearing they brought in Jadeveon Clowney.
I saw pictures of him at the Star. Yeah,
they are not signing him at this time. Your comments?
Yeah. Well, from what I hear, he needs to take a physical. There's still a couple of things that they need to do before they finalize anything. So him leaving the Star is not a bad thing. But again, the thing that keeps hitting, and not to say he wouldn't be a great signing. I would definitely love it. Somebody that I really kind of feels that D-Law is gone. That D-Law role. You put not only Fowler, but you put another veteran in that mix, and they're teaching. Not just one guy like, oh well, I gotta wait in line until that guy's we're done talking, and then or just listening in on that conversation. But having 2 or so veterans in there, being able to lead them other than the coaching staff, I think is a great thing. It's just, again, the fact that we keep attacking that defensive end position is really what's shocking me. But it's hard for me to argue against it. I like the moves. At least they're active.
Yeah, and I liked it, the fact that they're turning over every stone. Yeah, I wish they would have done this over the last 2 or 3 years, Phil, when actually where we thought against Green Bay, yet they didn't decide to go out and get a Bobby Wagner. They chose not to get a Derrick Henry. All of a sudden now they're turning over rocks. Why is that?
Well, I'm gonna say, like, I feel like some of the people that come in, at least it feels more scout driven than it has been in previous years. Where some of these names that we get in here, you're just like, they won't attack on some of those names. But, when a guy can affect the run and the pass, I think you got to take a shot at it,
Yeah. And, it's just when I look back at it, it's just very frustrating. It's like my whole take on it, Phil, my take is that Will McClay and Stephen Jones are running the team, and they have more control, and you're seeing more hands-on, more weak to, whereas Jerry is more of a mouthpiece. Again, it's just a hunch. There's no inside intel. But we also got some negative news. Deron Bland has an ankle. And
it's just a continuation of injuries. I think a continuation of injuries at the corner. He just got the thing. I mean, you can't get over it. You're just starting it. The Bland's right into the contract. I mean, it's just the cornerback position is constant rotation. That's why, having a Gilmore, having somebody in that rotation that would come in would be a great addition. I just can't see why they wouldn't pull the trigger. Those are the moves that I'm more like, why wouldn't you go for that position? But I hear they're not done yet. It depends on how you're going into this matchup. I think if you're going to lose them in any kind of week, I think this is the week that you could possibly lose them and not be as affected. But the fact that I like the fact that they're going with the same defensive front, and Mozzie's out of that picture there, and it's just closer and closer to being cut,
Jerry ain't running the team right now. He's running his mouth through, but that's just me. Again, nobody knows really. We're doing things that we haven't done recently. 100%. CZ, I need your email, brother. I haven't heard from you. I mean, I need.
Well, I mean,
your,
I have trouble. You know,
info.
when I watch this game, I didn't get to rewatch totally all of it, but the stuff that I have seen, like there's been some positives, but I've seen some negatives as well too, and there's been some times where I don't know if we'll break it in tonight or it's gonna be on our show when we preview the game itself. I can't help but blurt some of it out probably at some point, but here we are, week 2, man. It's just week 2 problems. People getting injured too early in the season. It's just, we need other people to come back to kind of help affect some of that. The linebacker, for example, the linebacker play. I think that's what you're hearing a lot of talk about this past week. And you got guys like Louis Fowl that didn't play as much. But going back to what I was thinking about now that it came back into my mind when you talk about Clowney, I like, if you're not going to sign a guy like that, like give a guy like James Houston, more play time. I think, that I think is the guy that you could rotate in there more.
Everybody, right, Phil? We had a group text, and Phil was like, he wasn't necessarily in on Clowney. My thing is, you saw,
like, I like it, but I'm like,
well, you saw, I got your text, Izzy. I can't look at it, brother. I just want to know that I got the right number. Thank you. You saw Azaraku getting held big time by Mailata. Just go look at the film. You saw that. And no flag. But that's not something that's necessarily down in and down out smart for the Cowboys to do. But what didn't we do very good? Kenneth Murray did not have a good game. He had a better second half, but again, he needs to come along a little better. And I think the plan is for Azaraku is to
he didn't play, right? He didn't play in the preseason, right?
Yeah, he didn't play much. Is for Azaraku to play more of the actual linebacker, not necessarily linebacker and the dropping.
Outside linebacker, any of that stuff,
yeah. You want A-gap stuff, moving up and down the line. And I think an addition of Clowney would be a good move.
Well, I mean, if you look
inside and out.
If you look at his ball skills and who he is athletically, I think you're taking the role of what Overshown should be and running that. Oh, I'm blitzing the quarterback from the gap. I'm stunning later. I'm quarterback spying. Those type of situations, because he does have that speed, he does have that agility, and can make a move. It's just when he gets caught in body over and over again, that's where it's going to be harder. So yeah, if you kind of open him up and put a guy like Neal, to me, I think Nealon should be that guy to the outside.
I agree.
That is my guy. I do love the other guys though too. I mean, I'm not upset when another guy gets out. I don't get upset when Fowler's out there. I don't get upset when Easy. I want to see him get some reps and see him mature. And again, like I say, I think he's a next year kind of guy, and getting him out there with reps and body, I think that's going to be great. But that doesn't mean that out of nowhere he's not going to make a play out of nowhere and kind of start to solidify his name here in Dallas.
Yeah, real quick, and I agree with what you said, Hamid. Here's the difference, brother. He says, so when Eagles bring in free agents, it gets scoffed, but when Cowboys can. Number one, Dallas didn't sign anybody. Number two, you're the one walking around saying you're the gold standard and you're the best drafting team. Yet every time one of your guys misses a game because he's got a lower back issue or he farts the wrong way, you feel the need to go out and sign somebody. That tells me you don't have any confidence in Eli Ricks, who, oh, by the way, was just cut. Keely Ringo, barbecue chicken. Okay, he stinks. All right, I told you he stunk, and I had people tell me, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about." So you got to go outside your organization to fill your needs. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. You go out and get Tanks Bigsby. Great. I mean, I don't know.
Good pickup.
It was a good pickup, but I mean,
good pickup. But you did pick when you look at it, where was he drafted? I don't even know where he was drafted.
It's just the issue is your guys are the ones that are flaunting the gold standard when it comes to drafting, and yet every time you have a thumbnail, you're going to go out and getting a guy. That tells me you're not very deep. That's all I'm saying. But moving along, I had addressed the troll and the resident troll. And listen, on cue, as the man, the myth, the legend, just because I said troll didn't mean that he had to come in here necessarily, but if the shoe fits, you know what I'm saying? Right on cue. He shows up right on cue. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The longest reigning, New York Giants content creator on YouTube, and a thorn in Mark Holmes' backside, the one and only Cop Pizzle. Welcome to the show, Pizzle. Again, thank you, brother.
Hello, good people.
We have a lot to talk about, man. This is a perfect week, okay? We could talk about the game, and that's all well and good, right? We need to talk a little bit because, you know, our teams took the L in week 1, right? We talked about it. Let's start with some of the positives first, you know, Pizzle. We're going to get right into it, man. We're going to get right into it, down and dirty. The positives was... me and you were all over it. Remember, you came on the show with me and Primetime Phil.
No, shit. You weren't going with the positives that your teams did. You guys did the positives of what you guys are doing. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, I'm saying, remember, Phil, you and Pizzle, we did a little live stream, and we talked about Jackson Dart.
Oh, yeah.
About the possibility of trading back into the first round. Now, I had it a little wonky, but the bottom line is we had him trading back into the first round for Jackson Dart. Did we not, Pizzle?
We did.
And... the Pizzle was 100% right, as I, but, you know, he's the guest. He was 100% right. They did exactly do that, okay? The Giants have owned, because I want to put a little bow tie on last week from the mouth of Cop Pizzle. You know, we basically saw Giants have a winning record against the Washington Commandos over the last 20 years. You've had their number. You pretty much had their number. Please explain what happened last week. Now, I'm going to be quiet. It's hard for me, but I'm going to give you the floor, brother. What happened against the Washington Commanders?
A lot of things went wrong. Unfortunately, they were the better team. As I hate to say that, they just were simply the better team. And we really just had some piss poor offensive line play majority of the game. I honestly think, and what gives me any hope whatsoever in this upcoming game against the Cowboys is I really felt like our defense played pretty good. Like I don't think it played exceptional or great by any means, but it did enough to, in my opinion, to potentially win the game, and they kept the Giants in it. But Russ was off. He didn't play very well, mainly because the offensive line didn't play very well. We didn't have a running game. Look, I got to put a lot of respect on Washington. I didn't think Washington was going to be, at that good. From what I will say this too. I came into the opinion that Jaden Daniels was probably going to have a sophomore slump this year. Well, he really blew me away with how he performed. You know, he is playing with, he's playing with a lot of he looked like he was playing with a lot of confidence. You know, somebody that's really taken the next step. And so I came away with it with way more respect for Jaden Daniels, you know, than what I thought I was going to see. But hey, kudos to them. They got the win. They started their season off right, and the Giants didn't start their season off right. So, you know, I've watched a lot of Giants football in my day. And so there's been seasons where, you know, the first few games didn't go right for the Giants, and then they ended up having a very successful season. So, you know, I'm hoping it was just a situation where the team had some new parts. You know, we had a backup left tackle in Hudson because Andrew Thomas didn't play. And so that was part of the issue. First game for Russ as a quarterback of the Giants. So I don't want to make any excuses. At the end of the day, they were the better team, and they just got the job done.
Yeah, when I look at the defense over there of the Giants, I mean, we've talked about the names that have been put together. I think they've done a great job. Burns, Thibodeau, Abdul Carter, getting these guys in. But when you look at the combination of plays that they actually played together, 6 out of 50 something, 60 play, like it's crazy. 6. This is what you're putting on there. Like, this is what you're supposed to put together. Like, you put them all on the field. Like, unless you're limping off, like, unless you need water to go piss in the locker room, you shouldn't be coming off the field. There should be like, oh, you didn't play 6 plays together. That should how that defense should have been. I don't know what had happened there, but I know there was a lump of them that you just didn't see on the field at the same time. So I think with them maybe possibly changing that going forward. I don't. When does the desperateness of, and I don't say this in a way, because you got matchups. You got these matchups coming off. Even I think this again, the Giants Cowboys. I think it's a winnable for either team because of how they're stacked. But when you look at the teams that come after the Cowboys, I mean, does Dayball kind of do a strategy of, I'm going to bring Jackson Dart in to kind of spark something to be like, hey, look, there's the future of the Giants. I should be a part of it, instead of a guy here. If he wins, then I am saving my job. If he loses, I'm not. It's just, do you change your strategy up and kind of screw up the Giants' whole thing?
And
well,
yeah,
in regards to Dart, to me, it's a really interesting subject that, it's of course, hindsight will end up being 2020 in that deal. But, for me, if the offensive line is really bad again, and obviously they just played one game, so we're not going to overreact just yet. But if they really are that bad, I have concerns about Dart playing. But look, we just watched Monday Night Football. You're talking about two young quarterbacks that played on Monday Night Football that are less than, JJ McCarthy's basically he's basically a rookie because he didn't even play last year.
Exactly.
So he's out there on Monday Night Football playing in Chicago, getting the win. Credit to Minnesota, though. They got they've put together a really nice offensive line, I feel like. But you see a lot of young guys now are coming from college football immediately playing in the National Football League. Like, they're not just sitting around waiting. Guys are coming in more ready than ever. Russ has the one thing that was really concerning to me on Sunday was Russ is at that stage where we've seen other quarterbacks do this late in their career, where he takes a snap and he's immediately head down looking at the pass rush, not even looking downfield. Doesn't even know
once he goes past the first read.
I don't know. I don't know what how long that can last.
Well, I got something for you. This is a little tidbit. I don't know if you saw it, but and I made a video. I was in like one of my manic videos I do. I brought it up. There was an interview done by Romo, whoever, I guess it was Fox, whoever. They interviewed Romo, and they interviewed what's his name, the quarterback of the Falcons who retired. Help me out here.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
There you go.
And they posed a question, right? They posed a question. They said, all right, Matt Ryan, what do you want? If you could have your choice, either a stud offensive line or you could have the ultimate of weapons. And he's thinking, he's like, well, I had Julio Jones, right? Give me Julio, give me whoever. Yeah, he was just rattling off all of it. He goes, give me the weapons. And you know what Romo said? Romo said, well, I thought we had an unbelievable team as far as weapons. We had Des Bryant at his prime. We had Miles Austin at his prime. We had Jason Witten at his prime. And I thought we were golden until I took the first snap. And the defensive tackle was on me, and I was on my ass before I could count to two. And he goes, give me the all-pro offensive line. Now, I think that's where it starts and ends. I think it's not even, you can have all the weapons in the world. The 90s Cowboys showed you that's how you win. The Eagles now, unfortunately, Pizzle, for both of us, Eagles have have nailed that down, the inside out, right? The offensive line, the defensive line. And, oh, my God, look at Daniel Jones. 22 for 29, 272 yards, a touchdown, 1 sack, Pizzle, and he dominates against the Miami Dolphins for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Shall I say that you were right?
And well,
I mean, again,
I don't want to.
Of Daniel.
I don't want to overreact, but I don't know that there was anybody more supportive of Daniel than myself on YouTube or Twitter. And I just was a believer in Daniel. I still am a believer in Daniel. To me, there was way bigger issues than just the quarterback position. And this is my concern about Dart is like you throw him out there and then, public perception is going to take hold really fast, just like it's already taken hold fast with Russ. And, you're going to potentially kill this kid's confidence. And to me, man, it's just so vital, so important to have a good quality offensive line. And Daniel, I think for the Colts game, if I'm not, I believe I'm correct, he scored on every possession that the Colts had the ball.
He had 115.9 quarterback.
And everybody just chews it off like, well, they played the Dolphins. Well,
it's not like their running game was great. I can read off the stats. It was good, but it wasn't nothing to write home about. He just wasn't under duress the whole game.
But the thing about Daniel is, and I don't even know how, again, I don't even want to defend him because he's moved on and he's a Colt.
I understand, but he's part of the conversation because
he is. I think it's part of.
This is why I'm bringing it up.
Well, I mean, the thing with the Giants is, and this is not just about Daniel, but there's multiple players now that have left this organization and went on and been successful elsewhere. That's the frustrating thing for Giant fans, in my opinion, is that what you're seeing now is guys are leaving this team and they're playing at a high level elsewhere. And so that's what stinks.
We've had our players too.
Primetime Phil, ex-quarterback of the University of Oregon, right? Albeit a backup, but you were still there, right? As well as anybody, right? Now all of a sudden we got Brian Daboll going to Joe Shane, right? You got him going to Joe Shane saying, I want Jackson Dart, right? Joe Shane, again, I already laid out what I think the perfect plan for Dart is. And again, the fact that you lost to Washington wasn't a huge surprise, but with all the momentum and everything, that's not the point. It's how the offensive line looked. And it's like, listen, Brian, you're not putting Jackson Dart in there to, I'm sorry. You saw Troy Aikman take a effing beating. Not everybody can come back from that type of beating that he took and was able to rebound and actually win something. Phil, ex-quarterback, tell me your thoughts about an offensive line and what you would do.
I love offensive lines. Since I was young, I knew where it was. I would take those guys out to dinner if I didn't get sacked and stuff like that. So, I mean, it ended up costing me quite a bit. Don't get me wrong, but I had amazing seasons with that. Those guys were incredible. When I look at this whole situation, I think I'm kind of a little bit on the opposite. I think Jackson Dart can handle a little bit more because he could move around. I think he has the more I want to. When I saw him in the preseason, there was just movement. There was his head was downfield while he moved around in the pocket. I could see it. I mean, Kyle Pizzle says it straight up when he's talking about Russell. Like it felt like his head was down as soon as he got the ball. And I don't know. And I was like, well, maybe he's waiting for a screen. I don't know. But it seemed like there was a lot of that downwards. And where the young guy, I mean, he has a lot to prove. But this is where, I'm going to bring another quarterback out of nowhere because I was written on him last week was Caleb Williams. I was, just reaming on the dude. And then he comes out in that first drive and he just looked like a Pro Bowl quarterback. I was like, oh my God, him under Ben Johnson, maybe he just did something. And then the rest of the game, he just went right back to Caleb Williams.
What you thought he was.
But I give him credit in the sense that, and maybe I'm on that same thing, but I saw that going with Jackson Dart. I mean, Randy brought that up to us in that attention. We saw him in the Pro Bowl. I mean, every time he's kind of been asked to do something or prove something, he's done it. I think he's one of those guys that he doesn't mind having that extra pressure. And but I'm with you in the sense that the first picks of the next couple of drafts need to be nothing but offensive linemen and trying to build up that team. I think that's where it goes. I think with Detroit for the longest time, remember the 90s where they were just wide receiver, quarterback, wide receiver, and they weren't going anywhere because they weren't getting anybody solid to block for those quarterbacks and give the time to get to the receiver. So you need that. That's the whole heart and soul of the whole team is the line, whether it's offense or defense, and I truly believe that.
But let me say this, Phil, because I don't know that if you were making this point or not. You said like, well, Dart's a little bit more mobile, right? He can get outside the pocket. And I understand that. That logic sounds fantastic. Well, Daniel was mobile and he could get outside the pocket and he could do those things. But what ultimately ended up to me happening, everyone said, well, Daniel had 6 seasons in New York. He had 6 seasons. To me, he didn't really have 6 seasons. He didn't have 6 seasons at all. And the reason why I say that is because the one season he actually completed, they legitimately went to the playoffs,
right,
and won a playoff game. He had, against y'all's Dallas Cowboys, he suffered a serious concussion trying to make a play and run to the end zone. He suffered a major groin injury against Seattle one time, and we lost him for several games. Like he had multiple season-ending surgeries where, to me, he was carrying too much of the workload because of what was in front of him. And that's my issue with Dart. It's like, yeah, he can move outside the pocket, yeah, but are we going to get this? Are we going to get this kid killed? If the offensive line is really bad, where you don't have, to me, it's not fair that a guy gets, people say, well, he had a year for the team, and like, well, he only played 4 games. How does that count for a year? Like,
right.
Even like,
I just think it's
like Penix right now for the Falcons. Like, I think he played 5 games, I think, last year into the 2024, and so he's played. Like, he hasn't even, I know he's in his second year, but he hasn't even played 16 or 17 games. He hasn't even played a year's worth of games yet.
Yeah.
So to me, he's still a rookie. That's the way I look at it. So, but anyways, Dart's going to get in there. There's no question it's going to happen.
He's coming, but there's no reason. I would just say this, Pizzle, and I'll get to the super chats right now, but I would say this. I'd take offense to Brian Daboll marching in. Now, that's the rumor. I'm not there, saying he wants to play the young kid. Again, coach him to F up, I'm sorry, and this is what, like prior to you coming on, I was annoyed with Primetime Phil. Me and Phil were talking about the state of the Cowboys over the last few years. It seemed like we all knew going into the Green Bay game that they didn't have a linebacker, yet they chose to play 205-pound Marquise Bell, a linebacker, in a playoff game. It's like, well, look, what are we doing? And we saw it, even though it was embarrassing, we saw it ahead of time a little bit. And so I feel like, listen, Brian, you knew the offensive line. You needed to address it, brother. You needed to, again, now, is Thomas going to play this week? Do you know?
He's still missing practices. It's not,
and he's your stud, so that's unfortunate.
He's the one, and again, it's not excuses, but
well, no, but
to me, it's the best player. He's the best player on the offense.
We're with you, man.
We dealt with this shit last year, we
lost
half of our team, and we got Eagles Drew saying no excuses. They lose one player, Jalen Carter, and it's we didn't have our player. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Give me
to me, he's the best player on the offense when healthy. He literally protects one side, protects the quarterback's blind side, and so. To me, it's a major problem when he's not out there. There really wasn't a lot of news about him in training camp. And now all of a sudden, as the season got here, it's like, oh, well, he's probably not going to play. And so it's kind of like, kind of a concern. And so I knew he had the issue with his foot, but that's, that was in the last season. So, but it's really, I shouldn't say I'm not. I still think that there's a chance against the Cowboys. I still think there's an opportunity.
There was supposed to be a package for Dart, wasn't there? I'm
sure. I'm sure. Look,
I don't know why he didn't get in last game.
Dart's
they
coming.
Probably saw the pass rush and said, "F that, we're not putting him."
Dart's coming sooner rather than later.
Yeah,
I think there's no question about that. He's coming.
But I
actually thought it was fascinating. I thought it was actually fascinating that, like this past game, they didn't even dress Winston, and Dart was clearly QB2, and so
Winston.
To
me, that's interesting because, like, if you're not going to play Dart, why would you even dress him?
Yeah, exactly.
Why would you dress him?
Right.
Why would you just dress Winston? Like, what are you?
Cowboy fans
wanted him in pictures.
They wanted scared of Winston. They're like, we just don't want to see Winston. I'm like,
but you know what I'm saying? Like, what if Russ got hurt, for example? Dart's got to go in. Like, so what is the holdup?
Right.
On that?
I hear you, Real quick, let me get to some of the Blue Virus. Welcome to the Mailheads crew. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. You're in the hopper.
I know that guy.
Ultra Cowboy. Pizzle spreads his buns on Sundays. There you go, Ultra.
That's a reputation. Shit.
That's nice.
Drew, Pizzle, get your back or get your black ass in gear. Take them down. Yeah, Eagle Drew, he wants you to beat us. And Dirty Sanchez, Pizzle, the Cowboys are going to chew your team up and spit you out like Grizzle. So there you go. We are all caught up.
Like Mark eating one of them Grizzlies, or what did he call
the
it?
Glizzy. Man, the Glizzies. I was there. I was at the. I'll tell you one thing. You
witnessed it. I was there.
I was there. No, well, Pizzle was supposed to be there. I think he thought about going, and I don't know what happened. He did he did the right thing because it was a shit show for the Giants that day. But you know, I don't know, man. Well, look, when I look at it like it's always the offensive line. And until that gets better, nothing's going to change, really. And your defense is so dynamic. You added Abdul Carter. How did he play, Pizzle? I mean, I don't, as a Cowboy, I didn't I watched it, but I wasn't.
I don't have this crazy high expectation that people have. I look at him, he's a rookie. So like I've kept my expectations low. I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, he's going to have 3 sacks a game. Like, no, I mean, I was content and fine with how he played. I think there's going to be, games that he's not going to do well because he's a rookie. I mean, it's just simple as that. Like, I look at Carter, more so in year 2 and year 3 of going out there and being able to dominate than I do as a rookie. I mean, so a lot of the stuff we saw in training camp, is what it is, which, by the way, that was something I said on my channel over and over and over. It's like, when you have training camp videos of your team going against your team, it looks great when your team scores a touchdown, but maybe your defense is bad, or when you have these defensive line clips of your defensive line causing chaos, maybe your offensive line is bad. And so to me, you got to take the training camp stuff, the video, all that videos with a grain of salt. You just gotta take it in and see how, how it plays out. And so far, one game in, not great, because we didn't really have. I mean, I thought Brian Burns was the best player. Look, Dexter Lawrence was getting double teamed the whole game, but to me, Brian Burns,
and he will this week.
Really, well, Brian Burns to me was the best player on the defense for the Giants, in my opinion, of week 1. And look, again, Dexter was getting double teamed, so it's hard for him to do a whole lot. But I really like the way Brian Burns played on Sunday.
Like, that's the idea. Like, this past week, even though we blew it, and I want your opinion on it. They were shading all the coverage to George Pickens for the Cowboys. That's the whole idea, Pizzle, of adding another weapon, is to be able to, you got to pick your poison. You know how it goes. 1 week, a defensive coordinator is going to shade towards Pickens and take their chances with CD, and then vice versa. It's going to flip. They're going to take turns. It all depends, like if you like chocolate or you like vanilla, or you know what I'm saying? So, but just real quick, before we bring in the combatants for the NFC East Clash, what is your opinion? And I'll let Phil get his question, and if he has anything for you. I just want to know, what's your opinion of the Cowboys-Eagles game? Because, as you know, where I'm located, I have a lot of Eagles subscribers, and they really feel like that they, it was this close of them blowing us out. Did you watch the Eagle-Cowboy game? And just, what is your thought after that?
Well, first of all, I thought it was a great opening night game. I mean, it was very, was it Ravens Bills? No, but I mean, I thought it was a really, really good. It was a really, really good game. I thought Dak played his ass off. To me, if you're a Cowboys fan, I think if you come away from that game as, you've got. Look, when I saw Jerry get the 2 first-round draft picks, I looked at it like Dak could be in trouble, because they're going to take those 2 and package something together to go get the quarterback for Jerry before his time, because I felt like this year is very pivotal for Dak, So to me, I looked at that game and I thought Dak played his ass off. I thought CD obviously had several drops that he could have made.
4.
I thought offensively, I thought the Cowboys did some really good things offensively, and I don't think I came away with it too. Like I don't think the Eagles defense is that good. Dory Jackson was a cornerback for the Giants for the last 2 years.
Would I be rude in saying that we have a tougher task this week than we did last week defensively, as far as playing a defense?
Well, that's what gives me. But at the same time,
I'm not trolling.
And look,
I know. Take it as oh my God, what are you saying? They don't realize that when you lose a Josh Sweat, a Milton,
losing Jalen Carter helped too.
Well, obviously, but the plan was to double Jalen. So maybe that would give the defensive end, Nolan Smith, a bit of an advantage, but they didn't double him anyway. So, you know what I mean? They did, switch things up, but they were going to double Jalen, just like they're going to double your interior defensive tackle this week. That's what's going to happen.
I thought you guys did some good things offensively.
We should have won the effing game.
And you could have won the game. Yeah, I came. That was, matter of fact, the first thing I said when that
woulda,
game.
Shoulda, coulda, but
I said, man, Cowboys could have won that game.
I mean, I said they won the game with a ski mask. I mean, they left the link with a ski mask on. They stole that shit.
I mean, they had a great opportunity to win that game.
I just know at the end of many games, any team has been able to run and just run out the clock.
They weren't able
and
to
that
do
last 7 was 1 yard, and that is impressive to me. That's good for them, and even if that's that's how you finish the game, and you don't win it and stuff, but man, there's some measuring sticks there that say you have some good building blocks here, and just when I see that defensive line moving, Solomon Thomas moving in there, of course Kenny Clark doing his thing, there was some great movement inside that line, and in times where I thought even James Houston, where I saw he was split in 2 all pros getting to Barkley. So I just thought they played very, very well. Both sides of the lines towards the end. It's just, hey, when guys drop passes, things like that, that's exactly how easily you can lose a game. And that's the difference in the NFL.
I mean, if you're a Cowboys fan, I understand the frustration from that game, but I think you come away with that game feeling positive.
Yeah.
And that's why, I think Mark is making videos, telling, with a lot of confidence against me because Mark never does that, by the way. Mark's always.
I talk to you about him, but not on air. We'll talk later.
Well, I'm just saying you can tell when Mark really feels like it's going to be easy, and I think if you're Cowboys,
Mark, if you're watching, I think it's that damn doll, brother.
I think because I honestly think he might be jinxing the Cowboys this week, but that's either here nor there. But anyways, I thought the Cowboys played pretty well. Look, the Eagles, they've got a great offense. They just do. I mean, looking at their team, Saquon still doing his thing, still looking good. I'm not that big of a Jalen Hurts believer, but Jalen Hurts obviously
he looks
great. He's got a really good team around him. He can make plays. But
the legs were killing our linebackers, man. They were just getting ankles broken like crazy.
And I will say that that's what gives me confidence about this week, because I think there's a lot to be desired on that Cowboys defense. I really feel like there's more to be desired there, and so I think there's a possibility. Oh hell, here's Momo.
There he is.
Yep, the echo. You can always tell by the echo. I think it's coming from his head, it's hitting in his ears, and it's echoing and coming back out. That's why we hear it.
As I said, Commander fans, they have a tough time dealing, with success, and so no question.
Great to see you, Momo. Love messing with you, man.
Real quick, Jesse Montanez says, "Pizzle, watch my rant. You'll be proud of your old head." Again, Jesse, New York Giants. Jesse will be here. Jesse, you are in the hopper, brother. So, everybody who has the link is allowed to join now. But yeah, man. Listen, I'm worried. I ain't gonna lie to you, Epistle. Now, we got news that we got Deron Bland most likely will not play, and it's like
a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Give me a friggin' break. I'm over the injury bullshit. Can we just have not even a full team?
Can we hit the off switch on Madden's injury list?
Turn the off switch on Madden. Exactly right. I'm tired of the injuries, but it looks like he's not going to play. Just real quick, your thoughts on the game plan, what you think they're going to try and do regarding this week. The Giants.
As in who? The Giants versus the Cowboys?
Yeah. I mean, if you're the OC, if you're Daboll, right? How are you going to attack them?
Got to get the run game going. Got to get the run game going just to keep the pass rush off a little bit. Not that you guys have a, stellar pass rush by any means, but, we got to get some running game going, get some confidence built up in that offensive line as well. That's number one. That has to happen. And, defensively, look, I mean, we're going to have to prove that we can hang with CD. Dak has had our number for years now. He's played really well against the Giants. So we're going to have to be able to stop the passing game and hopefully get a little bit of a pass rush there. I'm confident in this game because I think our defense can play better than the Cowboys defense. That's not to say that the Cowboys offense won't be better than the Giants offense, but I've got confidence in our defense going into this game.
I think it's level in that sense. I think the Giants defense is better in that sense where it's a good matchup against the offense, where that's kind of the powerhouse right now where, we do see the weaknesses on defense. As much as the defense though, I totally understand in the sense of, there's not a whole lot of names. You don't have Parsons on the other side as well too, but, definitely going into that matchup, I like the fact that even with all those names there, we were still just week one, but still top at 3 when it came to pressures, because sure as hell wasn't sacks. We didn't get any damn sacks. But it's nice that, hey, at least they got something. And I definitely saw a lot where they were struggling with. So I think there's a lot to improve when it comes to that pass rush. So I'm interested to see what they do for a line not as great as the Eagles there.
Yeah. Real quick, Linda Conyers with a $10 super chat. I will warn all of you who bet on football again. Your team will not be recognized until week 6, or 6 to 8 weeks out. These are preseason games at best. You can see it in the play. Linda, I agree in large part of what you're saying. All I'm going to just, tell you is that when people like Eagle Drew, who just did a super chat, thank you, brother, say Butu ass, win by 30 type of stuff, and you literally a dropped pass by CD away from taking the L on banner night of all nights, that anything can happen on any game. I'm not here flexing. Me and Phil talked about it. If Dallas were to win that game, I would be instantly saying, okay, well, the Dallas thing to do was what, Phil?
Let's look it up now.
Lose to the Giants, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
let's lose to the competition that isn't as high or whatever.
Long term, it was just trying to get a dub. But shout out to the Birds. They did what they had to do. Eagle Drew with the super
now the
chat.
Giants have to worry. Now
Keep the same energy when we sweep Dallas. Listen, brother, if you sweep us, you know where I'll be. I'll be right here, so I won't be ducking anybody.
I'll be a higher first round draft pick.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to be Hamid hiding into a cave waiting for the score to be final before you show your head.
Yeah, I'll have a thumbnail.
AKA Momo.
Anyway, let me introduce the panel before we get started. I'm excited about this.
Who are these
Yeah, who are these momos? No pun intended. Obviously, we got loyal Cowboy representing the Cowboys. We got Momo and Commander Chris Dooley.
Commander Chris, congratulations on the fantasy win. You came back from behind when Aaron Jones decided to score a damn touchdown out of nowhere. Good job for you, man. I was like, I think, and that was funny because I had Aaron Jones in another fantasy. I needed him to score, so I was like, well, bittersweet,
Yeah, but this is the money.
Yep, I needed that one.
Rob A representing the Birds and Jesse Montanez as a tag team with none other than Kyle Pizzle. Jesse, say hello to your boy Pizzle.
My man, Piz. Oh, hey, did you justice, brother. You should have seen me ranting on that channel, Ted and Brian's channel.
Yeah,
and
he
Momo,
was all
you
over
coward.
Momo.
Momo, you fucking coward.
Scatterboo, what'd it do?
Momo showed up after the clock struck. Oh, no, I think he came in. When did he come in, Jesse?
He came in like the one.
After it was out of hand, right?
234, 234.
Yeah. Momo, what do you got to say about that, brother?
Absolutely nothing.
You Hamid it, didn't you?
Anything,
In the
Momo? Come
bunker.
on, brother.
Okay. Let me say this, Jesse.
Come on, get in here.
So I didn't come in because I was busy doing something that day. I had the TV
Yeah,
on. I
being
was doing
scared.
stuff.
Being scared.
Oh, coincidental.
Okay, so I didn't know I
Coincidental.
was going to come on. I was watching the game, different game, the Pittsburgh game. So I did not know to come in because I didn't know y'all was doing anything that day. I really did.
Or were you selling Coke?
No, I no, thank you.
All right.
I don't know. You live in that DC.
All right, here we go. It's time, everybody. I don't know who.
What time? Is it a drawing? What are we doing?
I don't know who wants
I do have a quick question,
Yeah,
Jesse.
what? All right, well, go ahead. Ask Jesse a question.
Jesse, the Alabama, what's his? Evan Neal?
Evan Neal.
Evan Neal.
Evan Neal. Either way.
So would you say he's a wash at this point? Has it been a disappointment? I'm just saying.
It's early in the season right now. They switched into
talking about
another
he's been there
Feel
like
free
3
to jump
years.
on Momo's ass.
No, he was in a
Just
different
put him-
position.
Pause.
Yeah. So we still, if it is, it is. But for now, it's only one game. Let's see what we got at the end of the season or half the season. You know.
Pizzle, Evan Neal comments. They directed at Momo, your boy.
Yeah, I mean, he moved spots, Momo. He
Yeah,
changed
exactly.
jobs, Momo. Give it some
What
time,
I'm saying,
Momo.
I'm just saying that he got all these credentials coming out of Alabama. He has not shown anything since he's been in the league. That's all I'm
He
saying.
didn't have
I ain't throwing shade on the man. I'm just saying, as at this point, he has not shown up.
What does
as
that
an
have to
offensive
do with
lineman. I'm
anything,
just saying.
Momo? Just take your damn win, Momo, and move on.
Okay, I think
damn it.
I was like, I don't know what stats he's looking for. It's like, he's scoring
What do you
touchdowns.
want,
Like, what do you want from him, man? He's not
No,
an
I'm
lineman.
saying that he always gets beat
Nobody sees him
on
but
the
Buffet eat
offensive line
seconds.
scrimmage. I'm just saying he doesn't do very well. Okay, what would you say he is? A blocker, a pass blocker, or a run blocker?
Shit.
Who cares, Momo? That's what
Okay, I understand.
On the bench right now,
Yeah, exactly.
I just asked
Criticizing
the
weird
question.
shit.
I just asked the question.
What kind of Gatorade you guys using and
Come on,
stuff,
man,
man?
put
You
the
guys
pipe
don't use
down,
2
bro.
packets? You only use 1 packet? You guys suck.
All right, Commander Chris, are you there, brother?
Yes, I am.
All right, I need you. I want to kind of. We don't have to relive, but I want you to give.
We got to
Pizzle-
relive.
Yeah, I mean, I want you and Momo, but you first. Ask Pizzle a question regarding last week's game or whatever you want regarding that outcome there, buddy.
Well, I got a bone to pick with you.
Me?
Oh,
'Cause I'm-
shit.
yeah.
Here we go. Yeah.
Here we
How
go.
are you drinking the wrong Kool-Aid thinking that team is going to win 8 or 9 games?
Who's that? The Giants?
The Giants.
I had him win.
You're drinking the wrong Kool-Aid.
I had him winning
One,
8.
Chris.
Week good
one.
shit.
I had him winning 8. Dude, I had you winning the division, so you should be happy with that.
Well, I'll give you that.
I got you at 11, the Eagles at 10, the Cowboys at 9, and Giants at 8. The old school NFC East, where we're all tight, man. I still think the Giants are going to be fine. I didn't know their injury as far as their offensive line. You know as well as anybody. You're going to go as far as your offensive line takes you.
Yep.
I think. So, anyway, circling back.
Let's have a running quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll get into that, the future of that. But anyway, Chris, go ahead. Ask your question to Pizzle.
Well, I mean, I feel bad for Pizzle. I mean, last
Feels
time
bad
he
for
was
you.
up,
He don't want your
Last-
pity.
We don't need
Yeah,
no
come
damn
on.
pity. We don't need no
2
damn
hours,
pity.
I listened to him for 2 hours, bump his chest and everything, being the 60-minute man, and now he's like, I think we could maybe beat the Cowboys. I mean, he sounds like the 62nd man. I listened to a Chihuahua bark at a freaking bulldog last time we were on here. I mean, come on.
Get at him. Come on, brother. What do you
The
got?
problem is no, hold on. The problem is
Come on.
it's you have talent on your team. There's a team, but it comes down to coaching. Your team has not been the same since you lost Coughlin. Coughlin, as soon as he departed, your team just went south. I can't give you a lot of shit because my team was the Giants. I mean, we were a terrible team, but that
One game. You win one game. Yeah, go ahead. Crown them.
nah, it's not one game. I mean, we embarrassed you that whole game.
Well, I ain't
And I can-
embarrassed when you're taking that 30
It's for
fucking
Pizzle.
pointer on us, and it didn't happen.
It's for Pizzle, Jesse.
My bad. My bad.
Nah, just terrible coaching. Terrible coaching. It starts with Kafka.
Acknowledge me.
I mean, not playing your top guy only 50%. I mean, I'll give him credit. Carter is a beast. I mean, he should have had 3 block punts. I mean, he was wrecking shop, but then Bowen moves him as a spy for partial of the game and everything. I mean, honestly, I mean, I saw your team 15 carries, 30 yards. Wilson, I mean, 4 yards per pass. I mean, your red zone, your team had 13 trips to the red zone, 11 of them, either first and goal and stuff like that. 3 points. 2023, your team ranked 31st in the red zone. 2024, 32nd. 2025, 32nd. I mean, your team, honestly.
What's the question?
Like another question. He's like,
what
what happened? He just labeled. He just answered the question for you.
Pizzle,
Basically.
what do you got for him, brother?
Well, congratulations to
It
Chris.
sounds like just real quick. It sounds like they won their Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know. Congratulations on popping your cherry there, Chris.
Yeah, that was you all in the preseason too.
Well, look. This is what I'm going to say, and I this is the same thing when it goes for the Cowboys and the Eagles. You're supposed to win your home division games. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you're still on serve. I mean, you got your home division win. You got to come back to MetLife at some point during the season, just like the Eagles have to come to Dallas at some point. You got the advantage of that. You got us in a good situation. We didn't have our left tackle. And you did what you were supposed to do. Congratulations. I mean, you got the win. I don't know really. Look, whether you beat us by 100 or you beat us by 1, it's just one loss and it's just one win. So that's why they play 17 of them sons of bitches. And, you'll have to continue to maintain that pace. We'll see. I mean, tomorrow, by the way, I mean, I'm not, not that I'm a Green Bay fan, but, you could have one loss tomorrow, this time tomorrow night. So, who knows what's going to happen? And so, look, I congratulate you, Captain Obvious, Chris, on your win. Momo, sounds like you had a lot of confidence in your team. Congratulations on your win. We still have to play each other again at some point. That's going to be. I look forward to that matchup. I don't think you embarrassed us. I don't think you dominated. I mean, obviously our offense didn't play well, but our defense did have success at times. Really, it was your defense that basically won the game. It wasn't your offense. I mean, Jaden did make some nice plays, no question about it. He played with a lot of confidence, but it was more so your defense playing really well. So, look, credit to you guys on that. I absolutely credit to you. I tip my cap to you, but, there's still it's just one game. That's it. That's all it is. Just one game.
Appreciate it.
All right, Momo, brother. What do you got for Pizzle?
I just want to ask a question.
Okay. There you go.
The question is, how long do you think they gonna yank Russell Wilson for the second string? Because I don't think he's gonna make it 4 games with y'all.
His name is Jackson Dart, Momo.
Not Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart is considered the third string.
No, he's
the second string. Is he the second string? Is he the second string? What I'm saying that I believe that Jameis Winston is going to be put in. I don't think they're going to put Jackson Dart on with that offensive line.
They make Google for people like you.
No. Actually,
all you got to do is just Google.
I don't care about the Giants' welfare or their lineup because I'm
AI,
asking.
Momo.
Okay, here's the question: do you think they're going to dress Winston replace him? Russell Wilson. No. Because you can't put Dart this early in the season. That offensive line.
Who said you can't, Momo?
Okay.
Who said you can't? Who said you can't? I mean, maybe it's going to happen against the Cowboys. Maybe.
I'll be shocked.
Which, by the way, does anybody know?
You will be too.
Does anybody know who Eli Manning's first ever victory came against?
Oh yeah, he wrote his name on our. No, he wrote our name on the first.
Well, that was
the
first
was the
game
last
at
game. AT&T.
Yeah, the first game. Yeah. But his first ever win was the very last week of his rookie season, and he beat the Dallas Cowboys. Nice. History, it would be fitting that they both are Ole Miss quarterbacks. It would be fitting if Ole Miss delivered another quarterback to the Giants.
He's not ready.
Won his first game against the Cowboys. That. Momo, you don't know that he's not ready.
He's not ready. Okay, I'm gonna make a statement. I hate to say.
What says he's not
ready? I just hate to say this. These quarterbacks that's coming straight in. They're not ready for the NFL. Most of them are not. Most of these quarterbacks ain't ready. Just
You
because
literally have one,
Stroud
Momo.
and Jayden Daniels did it, and you
And
got
what
other
Jay
quarterbacks,
Daniels
because these quarterbacks
this
got to
year.
learn
Daniels is
how
one
to
of one,
how to play the
Yeah.
game. They're not ready. Jackson,
Hey,
you put Dart
we're
out there.
gonna
Put him
we're
out
gonna
there
find
next
out
week
we're
against
gonna
the
find out
Cowboys.
what
I
the
guarantee
Expendables do against the
he
Packers.
will be a
tomorrow.
broken ass man.
Sounds
Like
like
that.
you're
He's
scared
not
of
going to
Dart,
be the
Momo.
same. I'm just saying.
Well,
Go
We're
ahead,
gonna
put him out
find
there.
out.
I'd like to see that.
let me
We're gonna
ask.
find out what the Expendables do against the Packers tomorrow.
Let me ask
So
Pizzle
the
this.
Expendables, we gonna be fine. We gonna win that game. So I don't
You're
know
gonna
why
be
you
eating
try
a
to
lot.
slick talk, try to be so slick talk and bring that in there. We
You're
winning
gonna
that
be eating a
game
lot.
31-18.
Oh
So
man,
what you
Which, by
talking
the,
about?
which, by the way, Momo, if you do win that game tomorrow night, it only makes me feel better about last weekend.
Yep.
I mean, it really does. Because I mean,
Yeah.
then I could say, well, maybe Washington's just a really good team. Maybe they're good.
Yeah.
And then I can say, well, we lost to a really good team. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Right.
but if y'all get smashed, then it's going to make
No,
me
we're not getting
shitty.
smashed tomorrow.
I'm just
Oh
saying.
yes, you are. Oh yes, you
No.
are. You'll be eating a
Okay.
lot of head
Have
cheese,
you seen the
Momo.
injury
You're gonna be
report on
eating a
both sides?
lot
They
of head
playing
cheese.
in the middle of the. Hold a second, Jesse. Let me break this down to you about
Break
football.
it down.
Some
You've been breaking
football,
it
I don't
down
know
and you haven't
because you
shown up.
apparently you don't know.
Exactly.
Because they're
That's why I
playing
wanted to. I had
they
one for your
playing
ass, and you
the
know
two
it. I
games
heard.
in less than a week. Ain't nobody's both teams are hurt. It's gonna be on equal playing ground. So stop that with
Oh,
that gonna
now
be
you're gonna
blown
play. Oh,
out.
you're gonna
Nobody's
blame
getting blown
injuries, right,
out in no
Momo? Oh,
Thursday
you're gonna
night
blame
game. So
injuries.
stop. If
You're gonna
anything,
blame
Green
injuries.
Bay gonna get blown
You
out.
said you're
It's the
gonna beat
second
them.
game
You
of the
said you're gonna
season.
beat them.
It's a
Blame
preseason
injuries.
game. So stop it,
Please,
Jesse.
please.
You
I
going
don't-
like that?
Nah.
I'm here now, Jesse. You can rant and wave on me
Real
now.
quick,
I'm here.
Momo and Jesse.
Jesse.
No, really like that.
You
I'm ready
weren't there
too. Well,
last
what
week,
you
were
doing?
you?
What you doing?
What you doing?
Real quick.
You showed up like a snake.
Hold on, let me hear the
Real
super
quick.
chat.
Well, yeah, I'll get to that.
We want those Eagles too.
But I want to talk
Rob?
to Pizzle, because he's talking a lot about
brother. You don't want that smoke.
Momo's talking about Jackson Dart. But when you have an offensive line, Pizzle, that's maybe not quite 100% to say the least, you want a mobile quarterback, right? So it wouldn't be like the worst thing. Normally, I would say sit and wait, but I mean, it wouldn't be the worst thing to put in a guy who's mobile at the very least, right? At least more mobile than Russ.
Yeah, and by the way, Momo, the game tomorrow night's on Amazon Prime, and it comes with a subscription. So when you're flipping channels, wondering where the hell that goes,
I get all that.
it's on Amazon Prime. I'm just
Slow
trying to
down,
help a brother
slow
out.
down,
I'm just
slow
trying to help
down,
a brother out.
slow it down. I get
Trying
all
to help
that.
you out,
Pizzle,
Momo.
I
you
just
talking
I got
game
one at a time,
people
please.
now like
Nevertheless, yeah, it would be nice to have a scrambling quarterback. It would also be nice to have your starting left tackle that's a really good player. That'd be nice too. So Momo should just be thankful that Andrew Thomas is still not 100% and didn't play, and he should just take the win and just be happy with it. I mean, I don't really know what else to tell him. I mean, it was basically a gift, from the football gods. So just take it.
I'm actually one quick question.
Well,
Would
hurry
you
up, make it
say
quick.
that Debo played better than you thought he was going to play?
No, I didn't think Debo played that great at all.
Oh my God!
I was not impressed with Debo at all.
Chris,
Absolutely
Chris,
not.
You see that, Chris?
No, I was impressed with Jaden Daniels, but not fucking Debo.
Oh my God!
God,
All right,
that's
let me get to
terrible.
the super chat, everybody. Zip it. As long as the Philadelphia Eagles continue to work from the janitor all the way up to the owner is all I'm asking. Win or lose, Eagles, one of the best organizations in 25 years running with them, 100%. Thank you, Linda. Thank you so much for the super chat. I think I'm all caught up. I believe I am. Yes. All right. So, Jesse, ask Pizzle, your compadre there, representing the Giants. If you have a question, now's the time, brother.
Yo, Piz, my question is, do you think they're going to make any changes in the O-line or try to get somebody during the midseason?
No,
That's what I thought.
I don't think so. I think we need Andrew Thomas to get healthy as well. I think we need.
No doubt, fucking agony of the foot.
No question. The changes that they need to make have to happen in the offseason at this point.
Ultra says Debo is a younger Momo.
I can see the family resemblance.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to
He
read
probably
that one.
walks like
Sorry.
Debo,
Sorry,
too.
everybody. All right, who we got? Let's welcome in next. Who we got? Let's welcome in Rob A. Eagle Rob, what's up, brother? How are you doing tonight?
So, my man, I'm good. How about you?
I'm good, brother. We're just sitting here shooting this shit with our man Kyle Pizzle. Do you have anything for him tonight? What do you got for the man?
I don't really have a question. Just pretty much want to say that I think they have the best defensive line probably in the league. I think that Burns trade is definitely paying off. That was a damn good trade. But I think they need to get Dart in there sooner than later. I know Dable and Joe Shane's on a win now. I mean, they got to be in the hot seat. So I think the sooner you get Dart in there to command that offense, the better. And I think he can bring you some success. What are your thoughts on that?
One thing that I think the most impressive thing the Eagles ever did, and I'm going to give you a compliment too, is that even when they found and had some success with wins, that they didn't prohibit them from getting Hurts. And obviously Hurts has been successful for you guys. And that was a very ballsy move, in my opinion, that the Eagles made. And honestly, the Giants might need to have to make that type of a ballsy move and putting Dart in to get success. I made videos where I said that I didn't think the Giants could make the playoffs with Russell Wilson, and it would take Dart playing and showing us something that we didn't know we had in him in order to get it done. So I'm not scared that Dart goes out there. I'm just wondering, what's the public perception if he fails, if he stumbles, if he doesn't do well. The fan base is going to give up on him immediately, call him a bust. That's things that that worry me, because we did that with Daniel Jones and he goes to Indianapolis and now looks like Peyton Manning all of a sudden. So, I mean, it's the fan base. And of course, every fan base is like this. It's microwave, garbage where it's, instant gratification. And if you don't get it, then immediately you're a bust. And so I don't really enjoy that aspect of fandom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it'll take time to get, Dart to acclimate. I think success is going to take some time, but you're definitely on the right path. I think you drafted well. I like Dable. I actually think that he's not a bad coach at all. I just simply think that your GM is hindering your growth as an organization. There in New York.
Let's talk about that real quick. Pizzle, who do you think goes first? You think
Dable?
You think Dable goes first? Because
Thunder.
I broke Bad Dog. I mean, he's streaming the Yankees right now. Or
if they have a terrible season, if every game ends up like what Washington was, they're both going to be.
They're both going to be gone.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
But
100%.
If there's a 6-win season, 5-win season, it might be Dable just goes.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, look, I was hoping to come out of Washington and Dallas at least 1-1. That's what I was hoping for, because we got the Chiefs and Chargers on deck, and that ain't going to be a lot of fun. And one of them's going to be on Sunday Night Football. And so, we'll see what happens against the Cowboys. But it's, it's really an ultra important game right out of the gate, because if you drop 0-2, you got two really good football teams behind them. Granted, they are at home, so it sucks that we have to put both these games on the road. But look, you beat the Cowboys, everything changes pretty fast again. That would be a really big deal if they're able to do that.
Yeah. Loyal. So anything you got to say? I'm going to jump in here.
Well, Brian, the game just took my question away. I was just wanting to know how long you think your coach is going to be around. I think the Giants got a good defense. I'm just concerned about the offensive line. That's what I'm concerned about with y'all.
Yeah.
And look, why don't that's completely understandable. I think that I think Washington really deserves some respect too. Like, they just played really good defensively. I mean, Dan Quinn is a good coach. I don't know how many times I have to say that. Dan Quinn's a really good football coach. He's a defensive minded coach, obviously. And so they just had a good game plan to go against the Giants offense, and they just completely shut us down. Can the Cowboys have that same, is that going to be the same deal this go around? We'll see. I mean, I don't know. I'd like to think that a veteran like Russ could bounce back. If they put Dart in there, let's see what happens. But, obviously, they just Washington, give kudos to Washington. I don't think it was all because the Giants were just terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Shoddy knows Russ better than anybody. Coached him in Seattle.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. That is an aspect of going into this game that should be concerned about. That's why I mentioned too that like it's really to me really important that the Giants get a run game going. You know, run game
there you
going.
Go.
Get some get Cam out there.
I was gonna jump on that one just because, like, I was gonna say that's what kind of changed my little thing last week because Scatterboo, man, just like running over people, not getting extremely a lot of yards, but man, he hit like 3 people all in one play, and I was like, okay, guy, like
that blocking too. He stoned.
Told you, Phil, like a piss.
I've seen him. I remember seeing him in the Senior Bowls, all that kind of stuff. But that's going against your own guys, your own peers and stuff. It's different when you're going against like big NFL, linebackers and stuff like NFL linebackers. And he was laying the wood. I was like, man, that's got to get that guy in the offense a little bit more, man. Like that's exactly what it is. I mean, when it comes to anything with Dan Quinn, it's always the run game that's going to defeat him. And if you don't establish that, they definitely can get you going. And especially if you fall behind, because that pass rush when Dan Quinn starts going, it can be pretty fearsome.
But and again, I don't want to give Momo or Captain Chris there a lot of love, but they were in the NFC Championship game. Like, I mean, they were one game away from the Super Bowl, right? And obviously the Super Bowl champs, the Eagles, got them. So there's not, you could make the argument that maybe, who knows, maybe if the Commanders would have beat the Eagles, maybe they would have won the Super Bowl last year. Who knows? Like, I mean, you don't know. They lost to the champs. Yeah. So the point being is like they were the second best team in the NFC in 2024. So to me, I know that we like to look at the Commanders as like, same old Washington Redskins, and maybe they are. We'll see what happens. But it's not like we lost to a team that only won 5 games last year.
No, they were 11, 12.
They were a good football team.
Yeah.
I mean,
they went to the NFC Championship
but
game.
at the same time, our defense kept us in the game till like the fourth quarter.
Yeah, which is what gives me confidence this week, Jesse, that we can play with the Cowboys and we can be in the mix.
It was a 1-score game with maybe 5 minutes to play. That means
5 minutes left.
But it could have got it. With the way the offense was moving the ball, it could have got bad, but the defense kept them in them. Yeah, absolutely.
Your red zone offense needs to improve.
Oh, I'm just anxious to see how Shoddy bounced back after the loss. That's what I want to see. This is a great Shoddy. You said game is how does he respond to losing?
And more what did I say, brother? What did I say regarding Schottenheimer? We ain't gonna know about his coaching abilities until what?
So he loses.
And loses a couple games. Yeah,
and I think our defense, the second half against the Eagles, they stepped up. I mean, the first half we looked like as we were getting ran over. I mean, there's a few holding calls in there, but I'm not gonna make excuses. I mean, we still got ran over. But I think our defense made the adjustments the second half. I'm just anxious to see how they utilize Clark and everybody else.
Yeah, agreed. All right. Commander Chris, do you have any questions for, I want to go Redskins versus the Birds. Redskins versus the Birds. We get Pizzle's input along the way, but Chris, what do you got for the Birds, man? Your opinion regarding the Dallas Eagle game and what you really thought. I mean, what did you think when the game hit 0?
I mean, honestly, I really thought that y'all were going to pull that game out, really. Y'all went toe for toe with them, and you went against their weakness, their secondary. I mean, Adoree Jackson was getting cooked all game long. I mean, they had to take him out, bring him back in. I mean,
Pizzle knows all about Adoree Jackson, don't you?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Robbie, I mean, how much was your asshole clenched when it was Miles Sanders running that ball down there on that big run and everything? Because if he takes it in or doesn't fumble, they go up, and I mean, your team could have been behind and not coming back. I think the biggest problem also was Dallas. They didn't have an Overshown out there. They didn't have a guy that could spy Hurts, and Hurts was killing them all game. And that's that's kudos to your quarterback. I mean, you have a smart quarterback out there. But how worried were you getting in that game?
If I didn't cash out my $2,000 bet and at the beginning when Jalen got kicked out, I wasn't worried. Even when Miles Sanders made that run, I mean, because when there's no money on the line, it's just more about fandom, right? And I still wasn't worried because, just to your point, I have a smart quarterback. He plays good under pressure. I mean, when we went down 7-0 at the beginning of the game, we came back and, we scored. You guys scored. We came back, or, Dallas came back, scored. We scored. So we were going toe for toe with them, in the first half. So I wasn't worried that if Miles Sanders, slow old ass, scored, that we weren't going to be able to go back and score, because I think Jalen is just that kind of quarterback that, being down, even if it was just 2 minutes left in the game, it wasn't at the time, but I'm just saying if there was only 2 minutes left in the game, Jalen can pull the shit out, because that's just what he does. So I wasn't worried. I was surprised that they stood in the game as long as they did. But I wasn't worried. But I was actually I thought that was the play of the game, that Bond actually chased them down and tackled them, because without that tackle and G.R. Campbell, forcing the fumble the next play, it would have been harder to win the game if we had to go and chase points again after Dallas would have scored. But I was damn surprised that Miles didn't score on that play. I mean, he broke right through. Dory Jackson got burned again because his back was towards Miles Sanders. So again, just a Dory Jackson playing like ass on that play, not really even in the play. But kudos to Dallas, man. They played a good first half. I was surprised in that second half that they didn't expose the weakness, aka Dory Jackson, in the second half to score any points at all. So I kind of think that Dallas lost to Dallas. Dallas lost to Dallas. They just got the wrong way.
No, exactly. I mean, I would probably agree on that. I mean, I think it was a good fought game with two teams. I was a little bit surprised. My prediction, I just didn't know what type of team was going to come out. So anybody else, like, we're going to switch it up. We're going to go a little bit to throw an insult to injury. Momo, you got a question for the Eagles and any of the comments of what you may have saw during that game?
Well, what I saw a hype Cowboy team, which I don't expect to be that hype, because they was all excited, national TV, et cetera, et cetera. But I do believe that delay hurt the Eagles.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Hey, I agree, because I believe the game's going to get out of hand. Personally, I thought the game would get out of hand because of that. Both teams were sluggish. Nobody scored no more points. I think it was 3 points scored in the rest of the game. So that being said, it's early, and I didn't think the Eagles was going to blow the Cowboys out. I thought the game going to be close. It's an inside rival. But Rod, here's my question: do you have any concern with your secondary as you see it going forward?
Yeah, I think Adory's ass. I hope that he doesn't play again. I hope that we go external and get somebody to come in and play opposite of Quinyon. And so, I'm concerned. I'm not concerned at safety. I think our rookie did a good job at safety. I'm glad we brought in another pass rusher, and it's Darius Smith, to kind of help out with depth and leadership. But yeah, we got to address that second cornerback position, because Dory Jackson just isn't cutting it.
And it makes me wonder.
Yeah, are you concerned about the penalties?
But I think we have the GM who is aggressive enough to fix it as we go. I think we have that going for us.
And there's some guys out there that you could, you would instantly feel better about. Again, we keep bringing up Stephon Gilmore. I mean, he's a name everybody can feel pretty good about. At least adding somebody that could use it. I mean, everybody almost in this division could use it. It feels like. So if he goes to any of those guys' teams, it makes me wonder about a guy like Asante Samuel. Why isn't anybody picking him up? Is there an injury there? Is there something there?
Neck.
Is it something worse?
Yeah. So I think his neck isn't as. Because that's what I immediately thought. I'm like, why not Asante Samuel, junior, since senior played for us as well, So I think that would have been a good fit. I think it would have been kind of fitting, like how Trotter Jr. is an Eagle as well. But I don't know if Howie's going to go out and address it externally, but at least, I mean, let's give Bennett a try. I mean, let's let Ja'Cory and Bennett go in there.
Well.
I know he had that PI against CD early. I mean, it's a hard task to throw him in there and say, hey, go guard CD Lamb. But clearly Adoree just isn't. He's not cutting it. So he gave himself a C after the game. They asked Adoree Jackson, what was your grade for? And I thought C was for cut. Because they should have just cut his ass instead of.
But here's the question I want to ask everybody. Okay, I don't know these rumors. I don't know if this is true or not, but it's just fake rumors. I don't want him on my team, but when Tyreek Hill comes available, would anybody who's a fan of these teams want him on their team?
We don't need
him. I hate the personality part of it, but it's hard. I mean, he's a difference. I think he makes a difference on the field.
Reminds me of Odell.
Hard not to want to.
He reminds me of Odell Jr. Same type of person.
Yeah, he's horrible. I wouldn't want him. I think he's a cancer. But back to our cornerback, I kind of hope we actually go out and trade for Denzel Ward. Personally, I think Cleveland's going to put him out in the trading block, and we're down to 11 picks still. I mean, we had 13. 2 of them went to Jacksonville for that running back, but I mean, we still have 11 picks. So hopefully Howie could get aggressive. If we can go and get Denzel Ward, I think that's a wrap. I think that'll.
Why did Jack get a running back? I'm confused. Why would they get a running back?
Because our backup running back has cracked ribs. He's out for like 6 to 8 weeks.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I was curious.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just thought you guys were adding another great piece. Let's just be real. I mean,
I like Tank Bigsby.
He did great in college.
It helps my fantasy team though. With
that's about it.
Hey Rob, I got a question.
Yeah, Will Shipley's out. He has a cracked rib.
Hey Rob, I got a question.
Yeah.
With Daniel Scouter out, so I don't know how many weeks or whatever. Who do you think your backup will make the difference?
Calcaterra is a good receiving.
He wants to know for fantasy. That's why.
He's a good receiving tight end, but he's not much of a blocker. So, we'll see. Maybe Jenkins, EJ Jenkins. So, it's just kind of disappointing that Goddard, he can never just stay on the field. When he's out there, he's phenomenal, but he just can never stay out there. I was kind of hope that we would have drafted another tight end in this draft, or go out and trade for Mayer from the Raiders.
I like him. Notre Dame.
There's a fallout, over there. So kind of hoping we'd go out there and trade for Mayer, but just because he's younger, he's on his rookie deal, and I think he could bring some depth. But Calcaterra is a good receiving tight end.
Oh, so who do we have? Oh, Kyle Pizzle. You know what? We're gonna turn the tables a little bit, Kyle Pizzle. We're gonna go ahead and let you ask the questions instead of people attacking you consistently. So go ahead, give him an eagle. Whether you want to talk about last week's game or anything. Yeah, exactly. Let's give you your eagle.
It's Mark Holmes sitting at like.
Oh, here we go, Rob.
Yeah,
sorry, here we go.
Hey,
Right.
come on, man. If I'm Mark Holmes, I'd have to talk like I don't know what I'm talking about.
I would like to know from Phil if he, after watching that game on Thursday night, felt confident that the Eagles could potentially repeat. Like watching that, do you feel like you still have, because they did lose some pieces in the offseason.
Yeah,
the Eagles did, and you played a legitimate game. Or I should say, not a preseason game, but a real game. Do you feel like this still a championship caliber team going forward? Because there did look like there were some much improved teams on the NFC side of things in week 1.
I think the one that's going to push them is probably Washington. Out of all of them, I would have to say, everybody, one of us thinks could probably think that. But when you look at it, you look at the combination of A.J. Brown and what Devontae did. 24 yards, like not many defenses are going to be able to do that. Let's just be real. I think Brian mentioned how Bland and there's a reason why he kind of started scrambling, started doing stuff, because they were locking stuff down in the secondary, and you got to give them credit for that. And that was amazing by coming off an injury. They're not always going to do that. Now you got Bland out of the lineup. They haven't been able to stay on. So it's hard for me to think that every defense is going to be able to stop them, even if they do. I don't expect them to each, get 100 yards every single game. But, I at least expect them to be a little bit more involved in the offense than they were. It just seems like I didn't really hear their name at all. And then, when they needed an important play, AJ came out. So I still feel that they are, just because, it's week 1 and they haven't unleashed really all their weapons yet. But again, is it because they haven't done it, or is it because the offensive coordinator? There's so many questions, it's only week 1. So I know I probably didn't answer your questions, but I would say it made me doubt it a little bit more. I would put that out there.
Real quick, let me get to the super chat. Linda Conyers, feels like the Giants said you have to keep Adoree Jackson on the team if we let you have Saquon Barkley. LOL. Good job,
Really?
Linda.
Really?
Fantastic. Another
That's
dig.
part of the deal. That kind of sounds like the racial draft from the Chappelle Show.
Yeah.
For shizzle.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Hallie Pierce, welcome, sweetie. How are you?
No,
Oh,
so I mean,
yeah.
that's hilarious. That was a great take. No, but I didn't even know that about Dallas Goedert. I think there's a lot of injury stuff that I haven't been hearing either. So I didn't know he was going to be out for the.
If you got a fantasy team right now, the quarterback for the 49ers, he's out.
Yeah, I heard that Kittle was out.
Oh,
He was on
yeah.
injured
These
reserve.
Kittle's out too.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we all know that the Niners had a weak-ass schedule, and they, listen, to their credit, they always win in Seattle, and they did it again last week. They didn't look great. The Niners are not good, but they're going to put up a big number because of their schedule is literally like playing a college schedule. It stinks. So the Niners will put up a nice schedule, but this game, and I don't want to harp on it, but yeah, this game coming up against New Orleans is interesting without Mr. Irrelevant. I think that's.
I know you guys are thinking you're going to smash the Chiefs, but I wouldn't take them lightly, man. I mean, they came off of a loss. I don't think they want to start 0-2.
I never said we were going to smash them. I actually in the chat earlier I said I think we're going to win. I think it's going to be, but I think it's going to be a close game.
It seems go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I know the Chiefs sometimes have a tendency to play down to their competition, and then they'll come in big games and just show up. I mean, now y'all beat the crap out of them in the Super Bowl. That's different. Talk about the Chiefs of old.
Well, the Super Bowl, it's a whole different team on both sides. It's just not the same team on either side. I think what works in our favor is that we have a very youthful roster, and they're just aging. They're getting older. I mean, it's fucking obvious by the way they played the other night. I mean, Kelsey is just getting older, and that team just looks like it's getting older. They look tired. And I don't really think they played down to their competition at all, because I thought they went in there respecting the Chargers, and they should, because Chargers played a damn good game, have a good quarterback, a very good quarterback. But I don't think we're going to take them lightly. I think we're going to have our hands full with Chris Jones again, because we have some issues in our interior line with Dickerson, being hurt and possibly being out. But, I think it's going to be a close game, but I still think we're going to win that game. I just really think that their window is closing, and the only thing that keeps them somewhat relevant to be playoff contenders is Mahomes. They don't have Rice right now. Worthy's out because of him colliding with Kelsey. He's out. So, I mean, they don't have weapons. And again, Mahomes is Mahomes, but Mahomes can only take them so far, kind of like in that Super Bowl. He can't do it all. So, with that said, I expect a win. I think we'll cover the spread. It shifted from they were favored. Now we're favored after the Jalen Carter news came out that he's playing. So we're -1.5 now, and I'm pretty sure we'll cover that.
Hey, Rob, I also think that they may use Pacheco more in that game.
That's okay. We could stop the run.
And Momo
and Jalen Carter's playing, and G.Hop Campbell's playing well. We have great linebackers. We have a great defensive line, and we'll utilize
They're unbeatable.
Pacheco.
They're unbeatable, bro.
Momo and Chris, I'll say this: if you guys beat Green Bay tomorrow, you'll have my respect. Because then I'll look at Washington and say, okay, these guys are for real.
Yeah, I got Green Bay winning pretty easily. But
Green Bay's going to smoke them.
Real quick, Linda Conyers.
Just like the Giants, huh?
Linda Conyers in the chat.
You do you, but they'll do you.
Linda is going off in the chat. She's just lighting people up. We can put them up also. They are a part of being a member of the Mailheads crew. I mean, she's lighting up everybody in the chat. Eagle, Linda Conyers, thank you so much for your support. I'm gonna go to another woman here, a woman who yields great power within our Zoom call, and that is Hallie Pierce. Hallie,
Hi.
how are you? Your man, Cop Pizzle, is in here. Do you have any questions for him? I know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
do.
fire away.
And
He's a
okay.
guest.
And you might have answered some of these, but I'm going to ask the first one. You're the GM of this team, the Giants, and you're given 3 choices to make improvements. What would they be?
Oh, Miss Sally, I don't know if I should. I don't know. I don't know.
O-line.
Oh man, I would definitely. I'd have a lot to say. Definitely offensive line. You know, that's pretty much what I would do. I would get me a center, a guard, and then I'd call it.
Amen.
You know, but
John Michael Schmitz, you got a center.
well, he has not had a good career.
I thought he was
Yeah,
good, but yeah.
He's not had a very good pro career yet.
Me and Phil loved him coming out of Minnesota. We're like, man, John Michael, or at least I did. Did you like him, Phil?
I liked him. I liked him. I thought he was.
But
a
he
good
was
center.
undersized. But we're like, oh man, we love him. We love him. He sucks. Can I say that? I'm sorry. He stinks.
Let's wait to see what if he sucks this weekend.
Well,
but,
maybe not against us, but I'm just saying he stinks, and I'm like, I was a little disappointed in the man.
We were
high on him coming out of out of the draft, like because we wanted him for the Cowboys. Thank God we didn't get him, but so far it's early. It's early, right, Pizzle? It's early.
It's early.
All right, Hallie.
John London.
Okay. Now, as far as your coaches, you're still the GM. As far as your coaches, who do you want to keep and who do you want to get rid of, and who do you want to replace with the ones you want to get rid of?
I'm not ready to get rid of anybody yet, Miss Allen. I mean, just one game. But I will say this: I am
Joe Shine.
with Dable. You know, Joe Shane won me back over in the offseason with the moves that he made because honestly, I thought they were good moves. But Dable's got to win some games, or they can all go. I mean. That it's really comes down to him. I mean, I like Kafka. Let me just say that Kafka's the one calling plays, and there's some people that don't like him, but I think he's a young, intriguing mind, and he doesn't get a lot of talk because obviously the Giants haven't been any good. But
wasn't he a former Eagle?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was our quarterback.
Yeah, he was.
Mm-hmm. But I like him. I think he has a young, bright future. But Dable's Dable looks like he's be a hard guy to work for, just he just seems like he's very high strung, snaps real easy. And so look, I mean, Dable's got to prove that he can be a head coach. He proved that he can be a pretty good coordinator, but can he be a good coach? So I don't know. We'll be interested to see what he can do. I mean, Dable has not had any success in the league outside the time that he had Josh Allen, so that's yet to be determined, but maybe he's got that now with Jackson Dart. We'll see.
All right. And I got to ask Bad Dog this and Philly 500 and some of the other members, but I want to know with the New York Giants, what solidified you that helped solidify you being a fan of the New York Giants? I'm sorry, I'm stuttering tonight.
Well, I've got my ass whooped for the last 10 years, and I wouldn't have done it unless I was a Giants fan. What do you what do you mean by like?
Was there a certain was it because your dad liked them, or or what was it that really made you a fan of the New York Giants?
The early '90 team that went to the Super Bowl in Super Bowl 25 and played the Bills was really, as a young man, as a young boy, was very intoxicating to me. I was a big Lawrence Taylor fan, believe it or not. Every boy has their favorite athlete, their favorite guy, Michael Jordan, Ken Griffey, guys like that. Lawrence Taylor was mine. I love Lawrence Taylor. Of course, if I'd have known, if I'd have known all the off the field stuff, I don't know if I would have
What
loved
a
him
role
as much.
model.
But I really loved Lawrence Taylor as a kid and thought he was just thought he was the best. And so I just kept up with the Giants ever since Super Bowl 25. And it's hard to explain my fandom other than that, just that I just stuck with them and just kept following them. But that early 90 team was really intoxicating to me, especially to somebody who didn't have it's weird when you come from a location that didn't have a sports team. And so, when you don't have anything, you got to find something on your own. And so that was something interesting for me. A lot of people, including Bad Dog, and I don't know about Philly, but when you have a team in your location where you live, it's easy just to say, well, I'll just be a Cowboys fan because I live in Dallas, so it's funny. I actually started a bandwagon fan. Like
your father was a Cowboy fan, right?
Yeah, my dad in the early 90s was a Cowboys fan. He was. My brother was too. So it's funny enough, we actually had this is a true story. We actually had I don't know if you would I don't even know what you would classify this as a painter or.
Thanks, Linda Conyers. Thanks, sweetie.
Maybe some like a muralist or whatever, but we had somebody come into our home and into my brother's room, painted a Dallas Cowboys helmet. It looked like a fathead. And so actually I grew up in pretty much a Cowboy fan dominated home when I was a kid. So I think
you were
and he's a rebel by heart, so he was on.
I was the black sheep of the family.
We knew that. You were very athletic and all that.
He's like, Dad, I'm getting away here. I'm not gonna own the family business, and I'm not gonna be a Cowboy fan.
Hold up.
I can hear the whole argument.
Hold up, Freedom boy.
I'm calling out Bruce Banner. Why you trolling me, brother? I told you I lived through the Steelers' losses in the Super Bowl, man. I lived through the 80s BS.
Yeah, don't just decade me one decade.
Right?
He deserves 3 decades.
I was 21 years old that I actually saw my first Super Bowl, brother. Ain't no bandwagon. If I was a bandwagon, I would have jumped off a long time ago.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I started a YouTube channel in year 27 of the shit show.
I remember this
just
too.
Like me and Chris, if we was a bandwagon, we would have left Washington a long time ago.
Fuck out of here.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, hit my buttons.
I wanted to answer this too for Haley. It's funny when you don't know how much you like something until like you're upset about something. I've only cried twice in my lifetime when the Giants had something bad happen to them.
Yes.
One of them was
Norwood. Scott Norwood.
No. That wasn't. I didn't cry for that. I got upset
you were
twice.
Happy. It was happy tears.
I was happy but that's happy tears. That's not. That's
you were
not
like, you fucking joked.
The 2 times I got upset was the 49er playoff game that the Giants, failed to finish off when they lost 39-38 to the Niners in 2002. But when the game against, I believe it was a Monday night game against the Cowboys, and it was like 19, I think it was 94, 95. It was when Deion Sanders was on the team. So didn't he join the 49ers?
Kickoff returns when you punt return and kickoff return?
He took one. Well, he had one. He had an interception. And at the 50-yard line, he started to do his Deion shit, like the little hand behind his head.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time he got to the end zone, tears were running down my face out of just absolute anger and frustration. And I think then I realized, like, man, I really like this team, and I really hate the Cowboys. So that was an eye-opening experience. I think I was probably roughly somewhere in the ballpark of 9 or 10 years old.
Well, I can. Well, for me, it was 2 times I ever cried. The game with Washington Redskins played the Miami Dolphins. I was a kid, and they lost that Super Bowl because they was over the hill game. I just knew they was going to win. I just knew they were going to bring Sonny Jurgensen. And the second time, when we lost to the Raiders in the Super Bowl, I cried. I was at a bar.
Allen, baby.
How did you say when you lost the other preseason game and there's only 3 of them?
I thought you were going to say when my great uncle Joe Thiesman shattered his leg on the.
Oh my
courtesy
God!
of Lawrence Taylor.
I was actually related to him.
I think what creeps me out about that whole thing is that the fact that 30 exact years later on the exact same night,
Alex Smith.
Yes, that is some
Alex
creepy ass
Smith,
shit.
bang.
Like I'm just like,
Commander
wow.
Chris is on it.
Dude.
Yep.
Well,
I'll
the
tell you
crazy
why.
part about that play was everybody that was the first time that they ever kept replaying the injuries over and over and over. It had to been. It was crazy because they kept replaying it. But I think because of that, they don't show injuries. They don't show somebody legs getting snapped or getting seriously hurt.
I don't want to see that.
I'll tell you.
Video.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
like,
need
oh.
that.
I've seen
It
it
was
live.
bad.
I've seen it live. I'm like,
I was at that game and I saw it happen right in front of me when Watt came across and hit him. It was brutal. It got quiet.
Hey,
I just
Hallie.
got one more question. Go ahead, Jesse.
As for me, for being a fandom, like I said, my onesies were Giants. My dad gave me, rest his soul.
Oh.
I live 5 minutes away from the stadium, Elizabeth, New Jersey, born and raised.
you had the right idea by shitting in them back then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of Cowboys the whole time. I was thinking Cowboys the whole time.
That baby
Oh,
shit, that real thing.
Inspiration. And
You're on one
top
tonight,
things off, hey Hallie.
Here we
then
go.
Also,
I have a
I've been
whistle on
fan
for
since,
Pizzle. Let me see.
I've been a fan since 1975 officially, the dark days of Scott Bruner. So trust me, I've been through a lot. And my thing, 2 times I cried. 1, when Lawrence Taylor retired, and 2, when we won the Super Bowls. All 4 of them.
Yeah, understandable.
I have a question for Pizzle. I wanted to talk about it, and he would know because he lived through the Giants run. He lived through the Cowboys run, right? I don't know, like, and Jesse just pointed it out. You know, when you lose players like by attrition, especially now with the salary cap, like Phil, we knew, right, when we were losing players, you can't keep everybody. Once you win a Super Bowl, that checks a box for a lot of these cats, right? And they want to then go on, and they have the right, and they should move on and make that payday, right? So
yeah, and I agree. I like the fact that the league at least tries to, give you comp picks and stuff for it. And now,
yeah, right, exactly. And this is all I said, Pizzle, was it's going to be interesting to see. Now, I didn't say they were going to fail. I just said that I've been through it with the 90s Cowboys, and I'm sure you've been through it with the Giants, that when you lose a Josh Sweat, when you lose a C.J. Gardner-Johnson, when you lose a Darius Slay, when you lose a Milton, when you lose a Brandon Graham, literally, if you hitting a home run would be every guy that you replace them with is going to step in and hit the ground running, right? But that doesn't happen in the NFL. You're more like maybe a single or a double where maybe 2 of the guys work out, right? We heard so much about Ty Robinson, and he's a young player out of Nebraska, that he was going to come in and fill Milton's spot. But like all I was warning the Eagles fans is it does cut into your depth, and it opens a window for the Commanders, for the Giants, and for the Cowboys to tighten up the division. Now, first, and I want your opinion on what I just said. And do you think there's a chance that one of these teams can overtake the Eagles this year, Pizzle?
Well, not to get political, but the NFL is basically a socialist type run league. I mean, it's like socialism 101. It's meant to bring the little guy back up equal and bring the guy that's at the top, bring it back down. It's you're meant to kind of be in the middle. That's kind of, I guess that's what, that's the idea of it. I think, I definitely think Philly, that's why I asked Rob a minute ago, like, I think that Philly definitely has some effects of that. I know I've experienced watching when the Giants have had won Super Bowls where guys they got their ring and now it was time to get paid. And then I guess Rob experienced this with Kelsey. My case with Strahan is like, you got your ring, now it's time to retire. Now it's time to leave. And so not only do you lose guys through free agency, but you also lose guys that are like, they lose their, I don't want to say they lose their passion for, they lose they lose their fire, or they lose their will to continue to play because they got their championship. And so, I'll be honest with you, I don't blame them. Once you get to a certain age, once you've made your money, what is it that you need to still prove once you've won your ring? And so I think that that part of it and realizing how hard football is, physical game. You know, the Eagles, they win their championship. They play basically all the way until February. You know, you've had teams that are basically been off for almost a month prior to that, resting. They're taking a beating. That doesn't wear off, and now you kind of get, I don't want to say, you know, fat and sassy, you know, like Mark, but you know, you just get to a point where you're not as hungry anymore. That's what made Tom Brady so special, in my opinion.
I was just going to reference the Patriots as well.
Like when he could, like, and to me, like, that's what was crazy about him and why he deserves to be among the greatest athletes of all time, because he didn't just settle for like 4. He kept going. Like, he kept finding a way to keep bringing it and keep going. And so that's what's fascinating about, you know, to me, Tom Brady. Obviously, Michael Jordan had his run. You know, he didn't just stop at winning 3 straight. He went out there and did it again when he came back from playing baseball. So to me, having those players that can do that is what's special.
It's that drive, Pistol, because you got to have that drive and that dedication.
Which, by the way, they may have that. They may have that with Jalen Hurts.
Right. Right.
You know, what you said, Pizzle, I think what makes New England such a fascinating team as well is the fact that they got rid of players a year early as opposed to a year late, and replaced them with some other good players. So, I mean, beyond Brady being great, I think they did a good job, GM level on bringing in players to sustain that run. Brady was a catalyst. Gronk was, you know, part of the catalyst as well. But damn, they got rid of the players at the right time when they still had some stock left in them, and letting the Seymours walk and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And sustained, you know, greatness for a long time.
And I think that's also the really hard part for the general manager, because you have guys that are beloved by the fan base, and then the general manager moves on from them, and the fan base is pissed about that. And then if they don't replace that, even though that production probably wasn't going to be good anyways, if they don't replace that, well, now he's on the back burner, he's on the hot seat.
Right.
You know, and so that's the game within the game. And that, you know, what makes general managers really good is, like, how do you know when to pull the plug on somebody and move on? Like, you know, Joe Shane, for example, thought it was time to move on from Saquon Barkley, clearly, and he didn't want to pay him. Well, you guys took advantage of that. And so, and are still taking advantage of that. And so that was a bad move on his part, and you guys get to benefit from that. But there are some cases where it is a good time to move on from so-and-so. It's like Emmitt Smith moving on from the Cowboys.
Right.
I mean, like, he should have never played for the Cardinals, but you know, that's but you know, he was pretty much done when he went to Arizona.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is what I was saying. This is not to change the subject, but when we was talking about what made us cry or maybe upset, the thing that made me hate the Eagles so much was when Michael Irvin got hurt, when they had him on the stretcher, and I seen the fans were cheering and stuff like that. So when I was a kid, I was a huge fan of Randall Cunningham. I love Randall Cunningham. But then after that, it's like, okay, it's on.
Yeah, but you can't let those few bad apples just like keep that perception of that's what Eagles fans in general are all about. I mean, every fan base has those bad apples where they'll cheer on injuries. I mean, hell, you have a bad apple that's not here tonight, and Wade sitting there saying, you know, I hope Jalen Hurts tears an ACL, and look at the karma. Now you have Bland out for a couple of weeks. So,
listen, bro, I get emails every day, Rob, regarding trolls, mainly Eagle trolls, but I don't know, you know, just, and I'm, you know, it's not a blanket statement, it's just facts and I show them to people. I'm like, these people are just freaking horrible, and it's just not the fan base. It's just a couple losers that are you know. And Wade says that in joking, but real quick, sorry if you see me looking down. I'm texting Philly. He's out with his wife having dinner. Philly 500. He was going to join us,
nice.
but he's not. He's out having dinner. But real quick, we had I don't care what your political affiliation is. I really don't care. It has nothing to do with whether you're left wing, right wing, moderate. Charlie Kirk got assassinated today. If anybody knows who the man is, he was bringing information to the people in a dialogue that was very impressive. Again,
he never attacked anybody. He just attacked the subject.
Dude
I
knew
think
what he
that's
was
always
talking
what it was.
about. You could disagree with his stances, but at the end of the day, what this country is turning into at times is an absolute shit show. Yep. So when we can get together on a live stream with Cop Pizzle and all the Zoom crew, I cherish it because it's bullshit. The fact that this is allowed to happen in this day and age, I'm just going to say, everybody say a prayer for his family. He was a 31-year-old man. You know, he has 2 young kids, a wife. Yeah. It's bullshit. He should not be dead because of his political views or anything elsewhere. And I'm only saying that because I'm having a conversation with Philly 500, and he's not doing too well right now. So he's very upset. So, again, rest in peace, Charlie. Whether you agree with him or not, you don't need to be dead.
I agree.
I
was kind of shocked about it when I saw it, just because at first when I saw it, it was just a shot thing, and I was like, man, just again,
it's
like
ridiculous,
I really didn't.
Man. That would be like
I didn't agree with everything
down in the streets because I think that his team sucks.
Too much hate going on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. Can we get over this bullshit?
Teams, but that's one thing. But people, man, we got to come together.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I just wanted you to know what I'm doing here. I'm not being rude.
It's a divided nation.
I also want to say, too, that prayers up for those 2 students that were shot in Evergreen High School here in Colorado today as well. I mean, because, I know Charlie Kirk, rest in peace, that he's the headline today. Yeah, he's the headline today. But, another school shooting, these school shootings have to stop as well, man. Anybody that has kids, I mean, that's the worst fucking phone call you'd ever want to ever get.
I don't want to get political. I really don't.
But that's
this is a topic of the day, and I'm talking to somebody who's very upset. So listen, brother, I'm just going to bring it out to everybody. I'm going to be
that's the part that I was like. That's the one where I see it. I'm like, man, it's a view thing. It's a view thing. It's like, and then if you can't out talk them, then you get so frustrated that you feel like you have to take it out some other way. It's like that's where where's the line, and I guess there is no line, and then I think that's a little bit of a shocker part of it today, for me, was that I'm not agreeing 100% of what they talk about, but man, I'd love to hear just sometimes of his thoughts, and just like your thoughts. I think that's why it gets brought up here, where we all think differently. We all have different teams. We're going for. We believe how our drafts, our front offices. I don't believe in our front office, but but in general, and so we all have different views, and so we all argue. But then at the end of the thing, we're all chill, and I love that. And I would love to see that extend beyond that. I think that's what the biggest positive message.
Linda Conyers says it right, Phil, because people need to wake up and understand we are all human, and political crap is using all of us in both sides. Again, at the end of the day, we could be upset about it, but if our political figures don't actually act and actually get shit done and stop standing on their principle, and nothing gets done, and it's gridlocked. Then, but anyway, I didn't mean to derail the.
Prayers,
girl. You're good. You're good.
I didn't mean to derail the show. Sorry, Pizzle, but I just had to bring it up. It was one of those deals where I got locked into watching TV, and I'm like, this is bullshit. I was praying that he was going to be okay, but he was never okay. But first, Hallie, you had a question, right? And then Chris Dooley.
Oh yeah. Let me lower my hand here. Yeah, I was just going to ask, and I'm going to ask Pizzle first, but anybody can answer this, about who is your dream O-line if you can get players from the past and the present?
I can't answer I have 30 seconds. I have to think about that for a minute. That's a good question.
Him up with the Charlie Kirk shit.
24 Eagles. I mean, I love that O-line. Got Saquon the most yards, regular and postseason that ever. So that's a great line.
It's funny you said that, Rob, because I think of them, and I don't even think they were the best, but I think of great giant offensive lines immediately from the get-go, and they're not even probably the best that you could probably like. her question is so it spreads through so many generations that it's hard to pinpoint what 5 you would come up with.
Yeah, I mean, when
you automatically run to your favorite teams, your best ones that your favorite teams had.
If you think of it, the entirety of the whole NFL in the past, I think of Anthony Munoz as being one of them that I'd love
That's
to have.
who I was thinking.
Yeah, if
Orlando Pace.
Or start picking
Orlando Pace,
per team. But I mean, shit, that could take all
Trent,
night. That's
Trent Williams is the
Trent
monster
Williams
still. I mean, he's still a monster. And obviously he's on the 49ers now, but man, he's been seems like he's been in the NFL forever, and he's been just doing it. That's a really tough question on being able to put 5 of those together.
Right.
I'd definitely take Orlando Pace, Anthony Munoz. Those are 2.
Anthony Munoz for sure. For sure.
I mean, Orlando Pace, he was like 100 pounds, but he was fast.
Yeah, I could do it for the Cowboys, I think. If I can put him on this team, Cowboys player, I would probably rejuvenate the career of Tyron Smith and actually have a left tackle. Maybe put Larry Allen inside there. Go Jay Novacek for a tight end. And then go defense and rejuvenate the whole D Ware and Deion Sanders. So I think that would be my 5 guys.
Bruce Mathis was a monster too.
Yeah.
He was Jason Peters in his prime, man. He was hitting Pro Bowls left and right.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right. Chris Dooley, you got something, brother?
No, I just wanted to add on that what you brought up about the
I hate
the
doing
shooting
it,
that
but
happened.
I feel like we have to talk about what happened, right?
And-
You have
Yeah,
to.
what you said was really, it's true. It's good that we're all here because, I mean, it's not just political, too. I mean, you saw the guy trying to shoot up the headquarters. You got the guy shooting up Andy Reid's office, the Chiefs parade. It's all that shit. And, I mean, it's good that we can actually, come together and, have a good talk without fucking bullets flying and all that shit. I mean, it's a crazy world we live in now.
Yeah, and I got friends that again, like we go to the gun range and this and that, they are not happy right now. And it's like, and the first thing they say is well, okay, you're one of ours for 5 of you type of thing, and this is what goes down a wrong path, and it's like, man, can't we just get along? But apparently not. But real quick, who is next here to Momo? You got something, brother? How you doing over there? I haven't heard from you in a while.
Being
I'm
good.
just listening.
Yeah, I
good.
just feel like tomorrow's 9/11. Again, I don't want.
I was going to mention that. I was going to say that.
You keep turning into the skin, aren't you? Like, all right, here we go.
I'm just saying.
I think both teams are going to be sluggish. It's early in the season.
That's why you need preseason games, man.
And also, I personally don't like Thursday night football games because most of the time they're not very good games.
Oh my
So
god!
then you're
I really don't think football players should be playing twice a week. Y'all can fall into the NFL trap and trick and do the Jedi.
I don't care.
But
give me the worst teams.
I'm here for it. I'm gonna watch the game, and if we gonna come out,
I don't mind if every single week was refreshed to the worst teams played on Thursday, because the fact that we have Thursday football, the Friday football, Saturday football, Sunday football, Monday football, I'm good with it, man. I'm liking it.
Friday games, Friday football should be for high school. Period. Ain't no NFL games should be on a Friday.
But they're not on TV.
That's where I go. So I didn't really watch the Chiefs game because I was at the high school football game.
I was watching that. That was a good game.
I was too.
I was watching online. I was watching online.
Cop Pizzle, who's your favorite college team?
Wow.
Well, actually, the Dallas Cowboys ruined that for me, Miss Haley. They ruined that for me because I've always been relatively a Tennessee Vols fan, and I used to love Jason Witten. I love Jason Witten. I mean, I was such a big Jason Witten fan, and then he got drafted by the damn Cowboys, and then he had a successful career. And I said, I'm not ever liking college football ever again because I'm not getting attached to any players ever again. And yeah, sure enough. And I want to tell a quick 9/11 story because it involves football. The Giants played. Obviously, 9/11 happened on a Tuesday morning. The Giants played the day before on a Monday Night Football. They played against Denver 9/10/01, and it actually was the opening game for Mile High Stadium, which Denver plays in now. And I remember the Giants ultimately lost that game because it was a really ruckus crowd. They were happy about their stadium and they were just the better team. And of course, Giants took a loss. And so it was on Monday night. And I woke up that Tuesday morning so damn upset because the Giants had lost. I was mad. I was early in the season, all this and that. And then obviously the terrorist attack started happening. And I was like, geez, like this is just a bad week. And so
how old are you?
I remember that. I remember that day really hard because being upset that morning because of the Giants, and so it's not that it's funny or anything. It's just it's always that's always something I think about being upset that morning because the Giants had just taken a loss the previous night.
Yeah, I remember Pizzle. I remember 9/11. I remember I'm in South Jersey. I don't know if I told you. I'm right in between Philly and Atlantic City, kind of like 30 minutes from both, And I remember waking up on 9/11, and it was a sun-splashed morning. It was warm here. It was literally the nicest September day that you could possibly imagine. And I had jury duty in Camden, New Jersey. The one and only time that I had to go to a federal jury, it was one of those where you got locked in for, if you got picked, you got locked in for maybe a month. You could potentially, and you got paid good money. It was like $50 a day or something like that. It was like it was big time. And I remember being in this real nice library before we go into the courtroom, and they had TVs on, and all of a sudden we started seeing these planes fly into one plane would fly in, and they're like, oh my God, what's this? And at first everybody thought that it was just a rogue person flying in, but then you realized it was a damn jetliner, right? And then another one hit, and mind you, we were in a federal building, and on the ground they were like, okay, we need to escort everybody out of this building. It's a lockdown. At that point, you got to realize nobody knew really what was going on. If there was an invasion, it's easy to sit back now and look back and go, oh, it was only a couple planes or whatever. Well, no, at that point, they didn't know if this was World War III or what. So I remember that vividly because my wife had my middle kid was just an infant. He had just been born in August 2nd. So he would be a little over a month old. So, it was kind of like I wanted to come home to my family as soon as I possibly could, not knowing if the end of the world was coming. Really was scary times, but I just wanted to kind of bring everybody back to 9/11 is 9/11. I don't want to hear anybody in the chat bitching and moaning, oh, we're talking football. Sorry.
It's 9/11.
I got a
It's
story.
9/11 is 9/11.
Hey,
I got a story for you.
I'm asking you a question. Before you say so, Jesse, what when the astronauts died on that shuttle, do we celebrate that or honor them as much as we should?
You talking about the Odyssey? Which are you talking about? The teacher?
All of the Challenger.
Yeah, Challenger explosion.
There it is. No, I don't think so. I think it gets brought up here and there on the anniversary type of thing.
Yeah, that's what it does on the
But
anniversary.
I remember being a kid, and I remember that vividly. I remember being outside because I lived in Florida, so I remember them taking us outside, and we watched it go up.
It was snowing here.
All right, let's get inside. They were just like, let's go inside. Like
we were brought into the classroom. When I saw it go up, the worst phrase they said that whole challenge is obviously a major malfunction. I'm like, what?
Well, I remember being in school. Or now I was off that day, but then I remember going back. Yeah, I remember it was like a foot of snow out here, and when it went down. Yeah, that's sad too. But 9/11 is tomorrow, so I felt the need to just kind of set the table.
Yeah,
Game-time. I got a story.
For Washington to beat that ass.
Yeah,
Belt ass.
All right. For my story for 9/11, but this goes way before 9/11. When I lived in Elizabeth, my dad, rest his soul, was a taxi driver for the airport. And this was in the 80s, early 80s. And I don't think you guys would remember, but they did attempt to blow up the Trade Center. I know, Momo, you
Yeah.
remember that. Well, here's the scoop. My dad would work with some of the other drivers who were with him, good friends of his. They played dominoes. They were, religious. So he would sell them kosher sausages he'd make and everything else. They played dominoes. After that happened, day after, my dad came in to the house, and he was an infantryman. He was a boxer. He was in combat. That man sat down quietly, and his face was white, and he's dark skinned. And I was like, me and my mom and that, Dad, what's the matter? And he goes, son, remember the guys I played with, dominoes, cab drivers over there? I said, yeah, Dad. Three of those were the ones that tried to blow up the World Trade Center.
Oh shit!
And my dad told me in this side market, rest in peace. Must me want to cry. He told me in that 80s, he's like this, son. Remember this day, because one day they're gonna get it right. And 9/11 showed up. I was like, oh my God, Dad, you were so right.
That's crazy.
I remember where this wasn't 9/11, but down here we would always take a 1-day trip, and we went down south and we stayed in a place in Waco, a hotel in Waco.
Oof.
And it was the day that when the Branch Davidians, that we had all the FBI in the hotel that were staying there, and then we saw them all had to rush real fast because that's the day when the place caught on fire. And it was, we were wondering why they were all leaving so fast. When we were there, we were in the lobby and they were we had to wait. They wouldn't let us out of the parking lot till they left.
All right.
So,
see, Pizzle, you're looking into what we do
weird things
here.
happen.
We like when I do a Zoom call. This is the type of stuff. It will go off the rails at times. But tomorrow is 9/11. Let's circle back, everybody. Talk football.
Let's do this.
We're gonna wind it up.
Speaking of
here.
disasters, let's talk about the Giants again.
Yeah, like speaking of disasters, let's talk
Very
about the
funny.
Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs for a minute, and then we'll finish with Dallas Giants. Then we'll get out of here. Starting with Momo, Eagles versus Chiefs. What's your thought, bro?
You're
Sounds
muted.
better that way. No, it's fine.
I think Philadelphia's going to win that game.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
I just don't believe, because Kansas City all last season they have a lot of lucky games they should have lost with penalties and Mahomes. So they was fortunate last year to get those wins. This season, I don't see them having those wins. I think Philadelphia wins a close one, 27-24.
All right, 27-24. Chris Dooley, what do you got, brother?
Philly's going to kick the shit out of KC. I
Really?
mean, that team is
so.
old.
Damn.
I mean, Juju Smith-Schuster and Hollywood Brown and Kelsey.
Kelsey, yeah.
Getting ready for the wedding.
But I said earlier, that's what I was saying earlier. It's an old ass roster.
And you got a pissed off Carter that's going to play that game. It's going to look like the Super Bowl.
I agree with you. I was just hoping you would throw something else out there.
But can I say one quick thing? Tomorrow night's game is the oldest team in NFL and the youngest team in NFL.
There you go.
You know what that means,
Prime
Momo?
time, Phil. What do you got, brother?
About that, I like that take, man. I think I always said when we were talking about the games, I thought the Chargers definitely had a chance to win that. I picked them in that matchup just because I thought hardball. You look at the both of them; they both won their games, and that's how they treat the preseason as well too. They're very competitive. I don't see either one of them going deep into the playoffs. But I mean, I was so surprised with Baltimore and how they let that go. But when you look at the Kansas City, man, I just think they lose games early in the season. I think they tend to pick it up later on. I don't know if that's this team at all, just because I would agree they're a little bit older. I think some of that wear and tear later on. They don't win some of those close games. So I really liked, as much as our 2% Momo comes at times, I thought there was 100% take on that. Great job, Momo.
Nice. Pizzle, what's your thought on that game? Eagles versus the Chiefs.
I think it was Rob that mentioned that the Chiefs came off a little bit old in the game on Friday.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with him on that. I mean, they seem like the wear and tear of the last several seasons deep in the playoffs has been taking a toll on them. I think the Eagles are a little bit more of a physical team. Definitely I think the Chiefs are going to try to get the Super Bowl revenge, no question about that, but I just don't know. Tell you what I'm fascinated about too, and it could be an advantage to the Eagles. I just wonder how coming back from Brazil is going to affect them. Eagles get to stay at home again. They don't have to do any travel. Kansas City's got to come back from Brazil. I think that's an interesting situation that obviously they don't ever do, right? I mean, how many games do we play in Brazil every year? How many games is Kansas City playing in Brazil? So I think that's an interesting aspect because if they already looked old in that game, how are they going to handle the travel of going from Brazil to Kansas City, now to Philadelphia? So I think that's interesting. I definitely think it's going to be a close game, but I think Philly probably is probably going to edge that one out.
All right, unfortunately. Shit, Rob.
He was hoping for a different take.
What do you got, brother? I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. I just think the Chiefs, their roster is old. I think we have youth going for us. That travel back from Brazil, I think we win. I think it's gonna be closer than some people think because Mahomes will get some garbage stats there at the end. That's kind of what I'm leaning. So I think Philly will edge them out.
All right, loyal Cowboy.
Got the Eagles. Eagles in this one.
Wow,
Chiefs are just too old and they don't have a lot of weapons.
Come on, Jesse. What do you got, Jesse?
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a close game, but since old Travis got Swifty in his brain, think about his wedding, that's going to hurt them. And also,
guys are all pussies.
They're not the same team from last year. They just don't look it. I have to go to a close game. It's 27-24.
Hallie, can you rescue me at all? Or no?
I'm sorry, Brian, but I think the Eagles may have this, but I've been wrong before. So, but
well, I'm the savior.
The only
people.
thing that
I'm
I think the Chiefs probably are studying film really hard right now.
It's just hard for me to believe. I mean, Worthy's out. I mean, you don't have to worry too much about that second or third receiver. Yeah. I don't know, man. You don't have to worry too much outside of
coaching
how
matters.
Those weaknesses in those corners. So
coaching matters. I think that the defensive coordinator for the Chiefs is going to see the Dallas tape. They're going to play zone against the Eagles. Jalen Hurts last year was literally 32 out of 32 quarterbacks against zone. They're going to play zone. I think the Chiefs win by a field goal. Pizzle, I thought you were saying something.
You don't change your thing just because you want to be
I was going to ask Pizzle something, Brian.
Go ahead, ask him.
Hey, Pizzle, not so much a question. You know who Brady's best achievement was for me?
What was that?
17-1.
Oh.
Yeah, right. You beat dude. That was impressive. Yeah. That was impressive. Mm-hmm. If there was any,
that's the only
Super Bowl that was impressive. That was it.
I was rooting for them on that one.
Without those two Super Bowls,
Giants
though,
fans
there'd be without those two Super Bowls, it would be a really long fandom.
Right.
It would be some really rough.
Dude, man,
it'd almost be like we'd be cursed.
Oh yeah.
So y'all two still believe that that quarterback that won those two Super Bowls is a Hall of Fame?
Oh Jesus! Here we go again. Who's on first? Come on,
Momo. Fucking Momo.
You don't get a vote.
Fucking Momo.
He got that Mikey mode going.
He just had a fucking.
Man, Momo, silence when grown folk are talking.
Anyway, Fly Parks, what's up, brother, in the chat? All right, let's move our focus to the obvious here. The Giants, 0-1, really, I don't know. It's one of those where they could have been blown out, but the score said they were in it. Visiting a Dallas Cowboy team who maybe played better than anybody expected. Let's go on to the Cowboys hosting the Giants. 1 o'clock AT&T Stadium. Primetime Phil, I want you to lead it off, brother.
Oh man, I'm gonna tell you.
You don't have to
I'm
give
gonna
me your score.
Yeah,
Because we
I
have
can't.
our channel. I mean, we
Yeah,
have
that's
our
what I
show.
was say. Like maybe you should tune into our channel. Then I'll give you one. But
We'll
no.
just
I give
Phil.
you some takes. I'll give you a couple takes.
Yeah, give me a couple takes. There you go.
When you look at this offense for the Cowboys, I see the high power stuff. I think Pickens needs a little bit more thing, but I worry about the blocking by the wide receivers. I'm going to be a little bit critical about my team. I liked how they moved the ball and everything. I like the running game.
What's up, Fly?
But where was the blocking? Where I saw Turtle Boy out there looking around. I saw Pickens clotheslining people. I just didn't see a whole lot of down the field blocking. And I see each one where I could point out a couple of times where they were just standing around, kind of like, not giving that effort. So, if you're going to put Jaden Blue on the sideline and because you need to show a little bit more, you got to put your top guys on blast as well too. And I say that just because you're going to need to kind of rock it with Bland being out and everything. I think this offense for the Giants could find a little bit of success just if that pass rush doesn't get there. But I mean, when it comes to this rush, they've shown that they can get there, but yeah, they're still gonna have to prove it, week 2.
Well, hold up. That's enough. You stay tuned for and we'll get to when are we doing our show? Friday or Saturday?
I'm not sure yet. Probably Friday.
Look at them. All right, Friday. All right, we're doing it Friday night. All right, let's go down the line here. We'll save Pizzle for last. And Rob A., what's your opinion on Dallas Giants? Knowing that Bland won't be playing now.
I think Dallas by 10.
Dallas by 10? Okay. Hallie Pierce, what do you got?
I have Dallas. I think I don't know if it's going to be close or not. I got Dallas 27, Giants 20.
That's actually not a bad score.
I think about a one possession.
That's not a bad score. Jesse, Jesse Montanez, what do you got?
It's going to be a close game with our defense. If our defense goes better when they did and our O-line pulls their head out of their ass, it's going to be a 7-point game win for the G-Men.
G-Men win. Wow. Wow. Loyal Cowboy. What do you got to say to Jesse Montanez?
I got Dallas by 3.
3? You're kind of, I'm not going to, I'm not going into the mailbox yet, but
I got mine
I'm
later.
kind of along your lines, brother. I see a real close game. Chris Dooley, what's up, brother? How you feeling?
Man, I think it's what is it, Rob? 5.5 for that game?
Right now it's 5.5. Yes.
5.5.
I some 6, but
some 6, but yeah.
I mean, I would take the over, but if Giants are going to really be into it, I mean, they got to put Carter on Guyton and expose your weakness on your line.
Let's have a spit on one of us.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about Abdul Carter going against Guyton. I mean,
that's good. That offense
speed rush.
Hey, Jesse, you don't talk about Jalen like that.
Who are you rooting for, Chris? You're rooting for because you beat the Giants. You're rooting for the Giants, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Giants, but
because we own you, so you don't want to have to deal with it.
But I think Dallas will cover.
All right, Dallas cover all that and a Dallas cover. All right, Pizzle, we're gonna save the best for last. What's your?
What about me?
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
We cares about you, Momo. Don't worry about it.
Nah, Momo, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
I think the Giants are going to upset this game. I think Giants by 3. I really believe Giants going to upset this game and beat y'all.
Oh, Momo.
Wow.
That's not bad.
Nice. Look at you.
On the road. Like wow.
On the road.
I'll be nice to you since you get your ass kicked. Don't worry.
Nice. All right. Pizzle, go ahead.
Don't forget tomorrow night, Momo. It's on Amazon Prime. I'm not giving
Amazon Prime tomorrow night.
Don't
miss it.
PBS.
Get it your own.
He'll be bitching.
Get his rabbit. He's trying to get his rabbit.
I'm sure your password is I love Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. JD for life.
I think, look, no matter what happened in week 1, at the end of the day, whoever loses this game is going to really be it's going to be bad, and whoever wins is going to start feeling positive again. I think you guys have got a big time weapon with your kicker. I mean, that's you guys have got an awesome weapon having him. I mean, basically, if you're at the logo, You're in field goal range. So that's definitely helpful for you guys. With that being said, I got Giants 23-20.
Nice. I like it.
I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm hopeful. We'll see. I mean, I hope we play some good D, but I still think it's going to be somewhere in the 23-20 range.
Yeah, that's not a bad score. I'm actually a field goal. Phil, I'm not going to give the score, but I feel like that's not far off. And
I'm opposite. So tune in.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if I'm going to give a little sneak peek of what I'm thinking, I'm worried about Wan'Dale Robinson now that Bland is not playing. I'm not so much worried. I know Malik's going to get his touches. I think Giants are going to try and come out and run the ball. Tyrone Tracy, Scatterboo. I think that's the plan, and I would be worried about Wan'Dale over the top. Wan'Dale Robinson is to the Giants what Kevontae Turpin is to the Cowboys. So I would say
catch more. He needs to catch it more.
I'm a little scared of this game. And I've been scared, and Phil, we talked about it. Regardless of the win or loss versus the Eagles, we were always worried about this game because we respect the defense of the New York Football Giants. And we thought that the Giants would have a better showing, albeit in a loss. I didn't, I did think they would, be better in Washington, but I didn't pick them to win the game because I think Washington's coming off a very emotional run. I thought they would be good week one. I don't know that. I don't know, man. Stay tuned for us on Friday night, probably on primetime, Phil. Maybe Saturday, but that is it. That's the show for tonight. I know it's about 2 hours and 20 minutes. I got to get up and go to work tomorrow. I know Phil does.
I got some stuff in the next few days.
Phil's got a lot going on in Marco Island, Florida, so he's going to be up early and out. Pizzle, thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. The only other thing I could ask you is maybe you could come hang out with me in prime time and about a dozen people in Las Vegas. Bro, dude, Phil.
Pretty dangerous when I get in Vegas.
Dude, if you could come out to hang out with us in Vegas, that would just be awesome in November, brother.
What stays in Vegas, Pizzle?
Where are you guys staying at in Vegas?
Oh, me and Phil are staying at the Bell. We're staying at the Mandalay because the game is right there right behind there at the Allegiant Stadium. But
it's cool how it's cool how it's connected. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people staying at the Excalibur. There's some people staying at the Pyramid there, the whatever the hell it's called. I forget what it's called. But the Pyramid. There's some people staying at the MGM Grand. But we're all like, we're
taking over Vegas.
But we're looking very much forward to it. And we feel like Cop Pizzle, we have his information in the description. All of his information. Please support the man because what he does is very entertaining, and
hell yeah, it's entertaining.
The longest reigning New York Giant football content.
I got a
pop pizzle.
I got a great Mark Holmes dress up video coming up next,
dude. I gotta call you, so
I'll bring the popcorn.
I want to give you a call. Texting won't get it done. So just let me know. I'll text you first, but I got to have a conversation with you. But it has been a pleasure, Pizzle. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me again.
On short notice. Again, I text him. No, I was just going to be like, I wasn't really thinking. I'm like, whatever. It's Giants. Then I said, wait, maybe we'll get Pizzle on if he's available. And he was. So thank you so much. The chat is going nuts. They love Pizzle. Everybody loves Pizzle. Most of the people love Pizzle. Again, all of his information is in the description along with Primetime Phil. Please go support him. We got Primetime pinned at the top as well.
Going up, man. My numbers have been going up, so I appreciate that a lot.
Primetime, you're a busy man. I appreciate it. You're my partner. I feel like Pizzle, he's become part of the family. Thank you, Pizzle, for gracing us, and thank you for the Zoom call. Pizzle, any final words for everybody before we get out of here?
Go Big Blue.
No big deal.
Well, I got to say, I got to have a win on Sunday, boys. I ain't gonna be very happy.
I hear you, brother.
Hell
And
yeah.
It'd be nice to beat the
frustrating.
Cowboys once in a while.
I hear you, man.
My favorite victories while being on YouTube are the ones that are against the Cowboys. There's no question about it.
Yeah.
I haven't.
I'll
I
be
haven't been
apostle,
able-
Pizzle.
I haven't been able to I haven't really got to experience a lot of that over the last decade, especially with that.
Amen.
So would love to experience that on Sunday.
All
Yeah,
right, man. All right, for
awesome,
Cop Pizzle, for Primetime Phil, for Jesse Montanez, for Chris Dooley, Commander Chris, for Loyal Cowboy, my brother from another mother, Momo, Hallie Pierce, and Rabe. Everybody want to say a final goodbye before we get out of here?
How about the Cowboys?
Appreciate your time tonight, Fizzle. You guys all have a great
Be
night.
safe alive.
Yep.
Be
Great.
safe.
Hey, Momo, you still suck.
All
Somebody's
right.
poltergeist was talking in the background. I don't know what the hell that
Momo,
was.
your final word, brother.
My final word. Everybody have a good evening and go Washington. That's all I got to say.
Go where? Go to hell.
He
That's where
doesn't.
you gotta go.
He doesn't say
Later.
the second name because he doesn't even know. He doesn't.
The
All right,
Washington-
Pizzle.
You know,
I'll
the
talk to you,
Washington,
brother.
What the fuck?
Later. I'll
Later.
talk to everybody. Have a
Later,
good
guys.
night.
Love ya.
Later. Later.
Later, guys.
What?
Take it
I'm
easy,
cool. This is me. We're gonna jump on that spaceship and get out of here.
No judgment. Shoot.
To smash that subscribe button. You know what? I'm gonna give it. I'll give it 4 out of 5 avocados. Korg?
I was raised by avocados.
Oh my God! Just kill me now.
Ho ho ho.
Green Giant. Hey! We know each other. He's a friend from work.
I think it's going really well. I know. This is literally the first time I took my gun out of the holster. Right.
And that is why we need a triumphant video.
You guys led us to this. Thank you.